Here we go. Welcome to episode 11 of the OurTeam podcast. I did have to just work out what episode it is. Thank you to the cast for helping me work that out this week. Shout out to everyone watching the premiere. Shout out to everyone that supports the podcast. Thank you for everything you guys do. We've got some exciting news coming in the next couple of weeks as well, which I'm gonna touch on in a little bit. But again, you guys making things happen for us, and we appreciate it. So yeah, let's get into the crew today. Let's start with Bio. How you doing, man?
What is good, man? We're in JC's house. We're chilling. Life is good, you know.
Looks like you're sitting on his lap.
It does.
Hey, bro, I'll sit on his lap. It's all good. Look. Let's go. I've got my best bud. It's all good.
I'm weak.
Okay, I gotta change that. That's so bad. Okay.
We got Mojo. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. You know, I'm over here with my stunner shades on, feeling good, feeling crisp.
I mean, wow. I guess we should throw to Josh next. Josh, how you doing? I mean, they can't see you unless you say things.
Everybody.
I have no words for you.
Lost.
Oh my god. Ludes, say normal things.
I'm doing good, man. I don't have any backgrounds or props or anything today, so I'm just kind of chilling. I'm a Maverick, so you know.
Maverick is crazy. But yeah, Jacob. Before I throw it to you, after your awkward intro last time you were on, most beat it. So can you try and beat it again?
I mean, I guess I can attempt to. Pretty bad with intros, but I can pretend like it's a YouTube video or something. Yo, what's going down, everybody? It's Unbeatable Jacob. Yeah.
You gotta use the YouTube voice.
I don't know. It's been so long since I recorded a YouTube video. I just lost it. So let's just keep it very traditional. Hello.
Yeah, I just want you to know that up until about 6 minutes ago, we were wearing the same T-shirt, which would have been super awkward.
Is that actually true?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be super dope.
No, yeah, me and Jacob.
Oh, you have this shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
I have 2 of them.
I just put mine in the wash.
What are the chances?
Wait, who's on yours? Danilo Gallinari?
No. It was Ben Wallace.
Dude, if we all showed up wearing Ben Wallace shirts, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, I just I wear Piston players to troll Jacob because the Knicks popped them last time we played them. Just want to throw that.
Speaking of the Knicks getting popped.
Yo, stop. Y'all, hold up, wait. You have a better record than y'all. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we not argue poverty franchises at the very beginning of the podcast, please?
What's going on with the Bulls anyway? What's their story right now?
We're poverty as per usual. Nothing's changed. DeMar DeRozan is our one saving grace.
Anybody have a good team right now?
The Jazz doesn't have a team.
I don't have a team.
Matt, who's your team?
Who do you think? Bad Boys.
Oh yeah, he's a pissed.
Yeah.
Nobody has a good team. Got it.
I ain't gonna lie, yo, Matt, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got dogged.
There's so much sadness in this lineup, dude.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we should probably get on with the podcast at some point.
Wait.
Right. First things first, thank you to everyone who showed love for my anniversary yesterday. I appreciate it. Twitter went off. Appreciate all you guys. We had a good day. We ate some food, binge watched some movies. It was a good time. Had a lot of good news yesterday as well. Like I got some news from 2K yesterday that I've been waiting on for about 3 weeks, which hopefully you guys will find out next week. But it's if it all comes through fine this week, which it should, it's going to be big. It's going to be really, really big for us.
They're giving you Matt's pack luck.
No. I don't know. Who do you think he made a deal with? He's made a deal with someone. Matt.
Now listen. Let me say this. And I'm going to be abundantly clear to everybody. There's a lot of people here as of late that has let me know that my pack luck is just too crazy. I mean, I won't go into the figures and the numbers and all that, but I've been on fire here as of late. I'm not okay. So I'll say this: I don't have any plugs, guys. I don't know anybody at 2K headquarters. It's just me, and it's just the Mojo. Simple.
I'm the supplier.
That is that believable?
No,
she's a supplier.
I mean, it is crazy. You can see why people say it is nuts.
People are tight about it, and some people. So there's a lot of people that are happy for me. There are also people that are happy in a hateful way. I don't know if that even makes sense, but it's what it is right now. People
it's
are
like a begrudging happiness.
There it is.
Just like, yeah, nice, man. done with him.
Exactly that type of feel. You know what I'm saying?
You pull
I'm
a
just.
pink diamond. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bio. Say it, man.
No,
Say
I was
it.
gonna say, yeah, you pull a pink diamond, and people are like, "Wow, man, I wish I could pull a pink diamond. I wish I was a creator so I could pull." And you're like, "Oh, okay." Like, thanks, man. Way to be happy for me, I guess. Like,
He's
I'm
pulled
telling you.
85 pink diamonds though.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
no, I'm big hating right now. I've only pulled
wait,
2.
like this year you pulled 85?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yes.
you got juice create. No, you got juice.
No. So that's what I'm asking. It's a
Oh,
belief
two.
board now.
Somebody juiced your account.
No.
no way.
Listen. Like I say, this is the motto. I say, the more you rip, the more you flip. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, and the odds is tough. Less than 2.
It absolutely does not work for everybody.
It doesn't. Less than 2.
It just doesn't work for
odds
you,
is
dudes.
crazy.
No.
It doesn't work for you because you like Greg Ostertag. That's the problem.
Look, if
Jesus
they
Christ.
want people to open more packs, they would put a new Greg Ghoster tag in every week.
Hey,
No, they
Ludes,
want you
you
to
know you
open
said that
one.
you put curses on people. Do you think someone put a curse on you? It's the only explanation.
Oh,
really.
absolutely, dude. 100%.
That is what happened.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. There's been some life curses. 100%.
Ludes has 100%. Like, don't take this the wrong way, but the most depressing pack openings on the platform because like he's
dude.
like so honest about
Jacob,
it. Like
Jacob is the king of strays, man.
My pack openings are like the pack equivalent of the Dust Bowl.
it's like he started the video and he's like, "Yep, we got these new glitch packs today. I'm gonna pull absolutely nothing, but I'm gonna open them anyways. Let's get
He has
into
to
the
work on his
packs."
mantra.
Like, all right,
his
sounds
mantra.
good, Ludes. Very relatable.
Self-doubt, That's
It's-
the problem.
Let me ask you something, guys. Do y'all have a method before y'all opening packs? Like, I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah.
you. I try to get into my groove, listen to some music before I start opening packs.
I
And
just
then,
press
boom.
X till I hear that ka-ching,
That's it?
man. That's it. That's it.
That's
That's the
it?
method.
Maybe
I
I
let
need to
out
do
like
something.
a
That's it.
very audible sigh before I hit record. You know, just
yeah,
knowing
I feel that one. I'm not gonna lie.
the
It's always like
impending
that.
pain that I'm about to
Okay.
experience. And then I do things that I'm not going to talk about. And then I open packs. So that's usually my, I guess, ritual. And it does not work.
I
It
don't
might
know.
be time to switch it up.
I tried to wear the same t-shirt every single time I open packs. That didn't work. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what more I can do.
I think if you just like lose the Greg Ostertag thing, like your luck will turn around. Like,
No.
just forget about him.
He's our Lord and Savior. Why
No,
would I
like,
lose that?
you just gotta forget about him. You know, you just gotta let it go. You know, if you really love something, you let it go. You let it be.
I feel like if Lude started pulling like multiple pink diamonds, I think he would lose half of his content.
Oh,
He's
I would
already
be
lost half of
crucified.
it this week with RNG.
Oh yeah, I would be
Ludes,
crucified in the chat for sure. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're on the podcast now. Now you got creator luck."
You literally switched up this week from complaining about no RNG to complaining about too much RNG.
Okay, see, I wasn't complaining about too much RNG. All I said was, of course, this happens when Eddie Jones is not in packs or in, available. Period. That's all I said.
You
Getting two
complained that
Danny
you couldn't
Mannings.
get your second. You couldn't sell your second Danny Manning. Your second one.
What I was saying
Dude,
was,
why is your name
Dude.
Derek Shepard? Who's Derek Shepard? Why is that
Grey's
your name?
Anatomy, man. You don't know.
all right.
Derek
So
Shepard
no,
is?
I was in chat one time, and somebody asked me what my name was, and I told them that my name was Derek Shepard, and that I worked at Seattle Grace Hospital, and I'm pretty sure they believed it
Yeah, a bunch of
pretty
people
heavily.
Googled it. Yeah, they took a collective L. It
I'm
was,
not gonna lie. I might start doing that. That sounds like a pretty good idea.
yeah,
I do it pretty
different time every week.
often. Honestly, if anybody asks me what my name is in chat, I'll usually pick an obscure famous person, usually a fictional character.
I'll tell
I'm
people
gonna
I'm
start doing
Spencer
that. I'm not
James.
gonna lie. It's a pretty good idea.
Most of the time, they'll come in the chat and be like, "Yeah, I googled you, but all I could find is this guy from this TV show." I'm like, "That's crazy, man. I exist." So
He's just a more famous Derek Shepard. Yeah, I know what you mean. I want to give a shout out to someone real quick today. I want to give a shout out to Most Morning for appearing on 2K TV this week. Major W. Like I want nothing but good things to happen to that guy, and when I see them happen, yeah, it's an amazing thing. And I know how hyped he was about it as well. So shout out to Most.
Absolutely. I've known him for like literally me and him, like obviously we're like really small channels in 2K18. And he's definitely one person I'm beyond happy that he blew up with. Like he's helped me through so much like stuff like in a personal life like aspect. Like he's definitely a GOAT in this community for sure. Like
Yeah,
he's
he
awesome.
is. Yeah,
I think it must be a pretty fire episode of 2K TV because yesterday someone in my chat asked me, they were like, "Can you back out of this game and turn on 2K TV so we can see Mos?" It's like,
I think it was the only time I've watched 2K TV since 2K20, like legitimately. for the locker codes back in the day.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna keep it real. I think the last time I watched it was like last year or the year before. I was doing a No Money Spent series when they had like the VC you can get in them. That was the only time. I know it was last year because I was doing it for the draft stuff and everything. So yeah, that was like the only time I ever watched.
Yeah. All right, guys. Should we get into what we've been doing this week, and then we'll get into a whole bunch of things. You know, ups and downs of the trophy case. What if Twitter went under? All of that stuff. We'll get into it. But let's start with this week. Jacob, you want to kick us off? You just got back on the game, I think. Welcome back, first of all.
Yeah, you're basically a casual now.
Yeah. I mean, I only have 8 trophy case cards, so it's like I'm behind. You know, I ain't really got it like that anymore.
You took a significant break, and you still have like almost triple the amount of trophy case cards that I do.
Yeah, you have more than me.
Ultimate grinder.
Well, I did all 5 the first season. That was like ridiculous. But the only 3 that I've gotten this season have been the unlimited one, the TTO co-op one I didn't even do on my account. It was one of my friends who played those games. And then the free one that they gave out yesterday, I just got done. So it's really not that much.
Free one? What free trophy? Centerpiece?
Yeah, you can get it done in like an hour. It's like
you do like a podcast on this game. How do you not know?
I told you I didn't play the game. Hold on. Let's see how
yeah, no, it's a. I wouldn't say it's a moments challenge, but it's like vaguely similar.
Yeah, it's up there for NBA records of moments. That's what it is.
It takes like an hour or two. It takes like an hour or two, depending on like.
It gets you basically, aside from the domination game and the lock-in, it gets you to a trophy case player. So I'm gonna go grab Jeremy Lin with it and hoop with my Lin Sanity dreams.
I'm number 6 today. That's all I can tell y'all. We getting
this is a big dub because last week, if you remember in the podcast, I even said, man, release some more legendary franchise.
That was the 10th one.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's going to be 13 and then going on to 14.
That's the 10th one they dropped this season.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so that's the 10 that everybody was waiting for?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had a topic for the podcast this week, which is where is the 10th centerpiece coming from?
I actually have an idea. I'm not even joking. I don't think that the collector level one counts for this season. I actually think that there's going to be something for Thanksgiving that they're going to give us, like a centerpiece. I think it's going to be really similar to what we just got with like this one, where you're just gonna have to do a bunch of challenges. Like you guys remember last year how you had to like collect like the mashed potatoes, the turkey, and all that, and then you got the whatever it was. Or I think it was like a hot bag.
You just reminded me of something that Lude said yesterday. That had me crying. You know what Lude
I was
said?
being completely serious too.
Say what you said.
Oh yeah, I was saying if they're gonna put those cards back in the game this year, at least make them playable.
Yeah,
like the mashed potatoes and turkey and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Make them rubies. You know, let me go hoop in limited with a bowl of mashed potatoes and an ear of corn.
Ludes, you are just saying anything at this point.
Wow. I mean, you think I'm joking, but I actually
like hear me out. That stream title and that like YouTube video title would go kind of hard. Like I don't put somebody with ruby mashed potatoes. Like that's
go eat. That's what I would. That's what I would comment under every. Go eat food instead of
the closest thing I've ever come to hooping with like a bowl of mashed potatoes is Simbular. So let me do that, please.
What is the mashed potatoes takeover? What is the mashed potatoes takeover?
Slithery.
Post? Wouldn't it be like a post takeover?
It's gonna have the masher.
Yeah, masher. Sure. Yeah, it's gonna be masher. Post. Yeah,
you guys are 100%. Saying badges. Takeover, like the.
Yeah, are you really trying to correct me about mashed potatoes, sings and
hypothetical bowl of mashed potatoes in my team.
I said what takeover would have. Y'all talking about badges? I know the badges.
I'm just talking what Hoff badges it would have, but I mean, yeah, post score probably mash time. I don't know what the corner would be.
What's the turkey gonna have?
I don't know. What's the driest one?
This
probably lactate.
Glass cleaner.
Nah, maybe that or lactate. Maybe one or the other.
Nah, lactate gets
about takeovers of food. Like, what are we doing? I'm talking about takeovers that Thanksgiving meals would have. What is going on?
We need to get off this topic before I start telling. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%. We need to stop talking about this before I start ranking Thanksgiving foods on their like trash levels.
We need to stop talking about this before 2K go, this is a great idea, and run with it.
Oh, no, we should keep talking about it then. This is a good idea, dude. Get the Fortnite crowd
everybody
over
check
here.
out this podcast. Yo, I have this ruby mashed potatoes. Like...
Josh, what you been doing this week? You've been grinding, obviously you haven't been paying that much attention.
I've been working this week. I'm trying to see what this centerpiece you guys are talking, because like that's the first thing I'm going to do.
Have you done anything this week, or shall I move on?
I've got Embiid. I got Joel Embiid. That's pretty much it.
That's an hour.
I like him. He's my starting center now. Patrick, you don't have to ride the bench, bro. That jump shot.
Whoa.
It is.
This is not the thing I expected to hear.
It is from last week.
It is getting to me. No, like I thought I could time. It's so inconsistent. Like that slow release. I don't know if you guys noticed. Aaron Gordon has a slow release too. Do they not like those players? Do they not like Aaron Gordon?
They put him on slow. Quite literally put them on slow, and I don't know why.
They don't need to be doing that. I don't really understand.
It's unnecessary. It's so unnecessary.
Yeah. No, like seriously, it's incredibly unnecessary, especially for trophy case cards. Like, why does Ewing shot on slow? Are we serious right now? Like,
Opal.
Yeah.
That being said,
they could have made it on quick, and it would have been still like a normal timing jump shot if they'd have put that jump shot on quick.
I mean, it could have been on normal, and you're right about that. But that being said, like Ewing would be kind of cracked if he had a faster jump shot, though, because he's already pretty much demonic at everything else. So,
but he's slow though.
I think Alonzo Mourning.
My man's got knee problems. Leave him alone.
I think Alonzo Mourning is everything what Patrick Ewing should be. That's one of the best power forward centers in the game, in my opinion. It's not even close. He's so good.
He doesn't even have a flat top, though.
That is a downside because it's in the card art, not in the game.
He's got like a divorced dad goatee.
Who's got the best analogies?
Yeah,
seriously. But none of the opals should be worse than the pink diamonds, though. Like Patrick Ewing is not better like than Alonzo Mourning, for example. It shouldn't be that way. Same with like Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul just wasn't a good one to select for that, anyways. Clyde, Jimmy, and AD are obviously fine. And then Gilbert just shouldn't. I don't know why they just have a big problem with giving Gilbert a good jump shot. Gilbert had a very smooth jump shot, very clean form.
In real life,
yeah, but every year in 2K, he's got some wonky ass shot. Like,
if they made Gilbert, if he was in real life, Gilbert would be like a 300. He would be like a 300 Westbrook, I think.
Hibachi, man.
Yeah, and they did do a good job at like updating a lot of shots this year. Like, obviously, they went away from the numbered bases and everything like that. But it's still certain players where it's like we got to think here a little bit. Gilbert Arenas had a very a picture perfect form, but in game, his feet are like moving all over the place. It's like,
does he have a different jumper to last year? Because I liked his jumper.
Yeah, he does.
Well, last year he had base 11, which has been broken. Well, when he first came into my team in 2K19, he had jump shot 11, which was the best shot in the game that year.
That was like the Karolinko jump shot?
Yep. Yeah. So he had that shot in 19, and then they didn't change it. He still had jump shot 11 last year and the year before, etc. But they made jump shot 11 disgusting. So he had that disgusting jump shot the past 2 years. Once he got a card later in the year, like a Dark Matter, they did change his jump shot to like Trey Burke base, but that's just because they change everyone's jump shot in endgame.
Okay,
but, yeah.
I want to ask you guys a question. Why do you do this to my Knicks, man? Like, I can't get over the fact that you gave the greatest Knick of all time a slow release. And I thought you guys would change it after hearing my plea. But I just want to say this. The next time you drop a Patrick Ewing card, you better make sure that goddamn release is on very quick. You're going to make up for what you did to me. You better make sure.
Here's the interesting thing, too, about Gilbert Arenas. If anybody played, like, old school 2Ks, like 2K5 to 2K, like, 11, Gilbert Arenas and Jerry Stackhouse had two of the best releases in the entire game, and now they arguably have two of the worst. It's real interesting. Stackhouse used to be a bucket. Catch me on 2K9. I'll wager anybody in 2K9 with Jerry Stackhouse or Keith Bowens. I'm not even kidding.
You know what's so crazy? They gave him his own badge. They gave Gilbert his own badge. Agent 3's. Oh no, Agent 0.
That was an epic fail.
I still think it's the same. It's up to. You know what I'm saying? He was the only agent in the league though, so you know what I'm saying. They gotta give him that, bro. They gotta give him a better jump shot. It's just no way around it, man.
They didn't even give Rodman Worm last year at some point.
Yeah, it is weird when they leave. Yeah,
wasn't that his nickname?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so weird. That's like not giving Curry Chef last year. Like,
I was gonna say, to be fair, the only person that actually has their own badge is Steph. So,
Worm is 100%
Dream Shake
from Dream
Shake.
Yeah,
Dream Shake.
But like, my whole point is that like, you know, some of these cards don't even have like their own badges. Like,
you just want to big up Curry. Be honest.
You did just want to big up.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really think about half the badges.
It's cool. It's cool with me. I see it.
Man, I'm trying to get these steals with D'Lo. I completely forgot about those challenges, so I'm trying to do it over here. And like, you know, steals in this game are kind of fun to get.
Bio, what you been doing this week? You've been grinding? You've been playing Modern Warfare, right? Basically.
Yeah, ever since Call of Duty came out, I've been heavy on that. But I will say, after taking a week off from like not even touching this game, I don't know what it was. Like, I kind of wish like I streamed yesterday. I didn't, but I like found like some odd like passion to play this game again. Like it was weird. Like I went from being completely bored of it, and then yesterday, like since I had so much to do between like Booker, some of the trophy case stuff, like I still missed out on a lot. But like just coming back, like I got Embiid, I went through, and then I started grinding like a lot of XP challenges. I started doing all the weekly stuff for the different trophy case pieces, and like now I'm at like 13 or 12 trophy case players or something like that. I just need the trophy case or the centerpieces. So
it's weird you say that. That exact same thing happened to me this week. I felt re-energized all of a sudden.
Yeah, me as well.
Well, I think it's because yesterday's content was like genuinely good. Like I think everybody can agree. Like yesterday was like a perfect day in my team. Like they dropped the challenges that everybody wanted. They dropped the pieces that everybody needed. Like limited wasn't really that bad. Like I played 2 games. I got my ring and I got a free like deluxe international pack or whatever. It was actually pretty good in my opinion.
We're going to get into it, but you can argue this week, not even today. I mean, we got one of the best moments drops we've ever seen in 2K earlier in the week as well. So yeah, midweek it kicked in for me. I mean, I do like. My only thing is again about the moments cards is like I think Embiid is definitely a step in the right direction, but like we just need to go back to like moments of the week, moments of the month. Like there's so many cards that we should get. Like I'm for getting a challenge, but like instead of getting like 2000 MT, I'd so much rather get like a Sapphire or like a Ruby of a card that's never going to get an upgraded 2K again. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these like no-name guys that kind of pop off randomly, I'd so much rather get a card for them and just, you know, that's what makes the mode fun for me is when you can switch it up and have different players.
I agree so much. And one thing that really made me mad the other day, I don't even remember who said it on Twitter. So sorry if it was you. I don't think there's anyone on this call, so we're safe.
Jacob,
find out.
All right, no, I definitely was.
Man, King of Strays.
No, someone was like saying like people really wanted a Matt Ryan card, LOL, and it's like, yeah, I still do.
Yeah, no, we did. I do.
Yeah, he had a game-winning shot on the marquee.
That shot was insane too. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Why not?
It was insane.
Right.
Well, because
when's he ever going to get another card? When's he going to get another card?
People always think that they need to use these cards in like a competitive setting or they have to go in unlimited with it. It's like, dude, limited exists where a lot of these budget cards are going to come in handy. And two, like sometimes like if I get stuck grinding XP, like I don't want to use my same God Squad I use every single time I'm online. Like I would rather use these random moments cards where I can go into like a domination game or a moments of the week game and just use these players and just have fun with it. Like, exactly. You know, like that's why like the Jack Harlow and J. Cole thing, it's kind of dumb in my opinion that they made it so you can't use them online anymore. But I mean, it's still a cool concept, to be able to even use them offline. It's something new, so. It
was an entertaining tweet though. It was from Splash, by the way. That's who tweeted that. Do people really want a Matt Ryan card? LOL.
I want Darius Garland's card. Like after using that Sapphire,
yes, bro, he's so good. He's gonna
get
so
those challenges for Donovan Mitchell.
But that's what I mean, though. Is my man dropped 50? What was it, 51 or 52? How did he not get a card? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
I think 2K is being a little petty about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I'd be petty. I just feel like if the community was
constantly nagging me, if I'm 2K and the community was nagging me about a moments card every week, and I already planned to do it, I'm like, you know what? I was gonna drop 4 today. Now I'm dropping 1 moments card because y'all asking.
Yeah, but like as a business standpoint, that is a terrible.
This would be a worse.
No, I was gonna say that is a terrible mindset to have. To be like, oh, like you think you're gonna.
No, it's not a mindset. I'm just saying. I'd be petty.
Just to be clear, there's no shot 2K of being petty about this. Like,
nah, they're not being petty. I'm just saying I would be petty about it. I would be petty.
You petty?
Oh, I'm super. OD.
Ludes,
y'all know that.
What you been doing this week?
I don't know, man. I made some like massive upgrades to my team finally, which I feel like might be the reason I'm enjoying it more. It's possible. I'm not entirely sure, but I also feel like I was kind of going through it yesterday trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, dude, this week for some reason I have enjoyed this game more. Why is that? Because nothing has fundamentally changed. I still kind of suck. Everything is like still in its normal bubble, but like for some reason I'm enjoying this more. The gameplay is the same. Nothing has changed. I don't care about people talking about shadow buffs. They didn't happen. Yeah. Nothing is.
That's debatable.
I mean, not this week.
Way too many white jump shots go in over the last couple days, which I don't necessarily think is that bad of a problem because they've already pushed the game way too far in one direction. So to kind of ease back a little bit, let some of the casual players start, being able to enjoy the game a little bit. I don't necessarily think it's like a terrible idea, but they definitely hot fix something because the gameplay is.
I'm the only person on this call that plays current gen, right?
Let me clarify something though. I'm not hitting whites. My whites will never go in. I don't care. I don't care what 2K it is. If I shoot a white, it's not going in. Like,
I don't think it's a hot fix. I think it's algo. I don't think it's a hot fix. I think it's just algo.
I mean,
guys playing a guy on unlimited.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, he is like dogging me to the point where it's like I wasn't gonna quit. We in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. I might as well get the points, right? Hands up, Jimmy Butler in the corner, 11%, slightly early, goes in, just silently. Don't even touch. I don't even punch the hole in the wall. I don't make it bigger. I just quit and I just turn.
I don't make it bigher. Nice.
I don't know. I don't make the whole bigger this time.
I don't like slide that in there like we weren't gonna notice. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna hit it again. You know, like
yeah, you know, I'm not gonna make the hole any bigger. Like I was like, you know what, you got it, bro. And to be fair, he had takeover. But like you said, I'm so used to green or miss. When I see whites, it's like it comes at the worst times. Yo, this be the edge. This be Josh right here. I'm so close to just going over that edge. I'm like just on the verge, man. Just on the verge of going.
Bro, like literally this weekend in Limited, like I played 2 back-to-back games. I thought I'd have some fun this week and actually run like an 84 overall lineup. So most people were running like a 5-man basically.
That's what I did. I won't even lie. I just wanted my ring quick.
It was toxic out there.
I tried to have a bit of fun with it. First game, I played like a Pink Diamond God Squad, destroyed him. Like he was out of there by the end of the second quarter. Like with Sapphire Step, that's who I was running through. Next game, I run into a starter team, and this guy's getting rips. He's getting blocked. He's dunking on everyone. I'm like, bro, it's so transparent. It's just bad, isn't it? It's just bad. Those algo runs are soul destroying. But we're going to get onto that. Luz, why do you think you're enjoying the game more this week?
So I have a theory, right? Not only did I make some changes to my team in general, like I got Devin Booker, who everyone hates for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. Like he seems just fine. So I don't really. Every time I'm on stream and I'm using Devin Booker, everyone's like, "Yo, why are you using Devin Booker? He's trash." I'm like, "I'm sorry. Go start your own channel and shut up. Go somewhere else."
You
like,
only picked
I'm
up
using
Devin Booker
because I'm having fun.
You only picked up Devin Booker, or did you pick up?
No,
anybody?
I also picked up Hero. I also got Danny Manning. I also picked up the GOAT budget center Vucevic, who's out here playing like prime AD right now on my team for some reason.
He's nice.
Who's that? Who's what?
Nicola. What glitched Vucevic, dude. I swear I can't say his name properly.
It's the Magic Center.
I have a problem with Eastern European names. I get chastised for this quite frequently.
How much is Vucevic right now?
It's like $12K. Literally.
Okay, he is. Good.
Someone said he went up to 40 because of the challenge.
There was the challenge. You're right.
Yeah, someone said that he went up
more
like
expensive.
crazy. Yeah, I don't know how much he is now. Someone told me yesterday in my chat he's like 40K, but I didn't like double check that or anything.
So here are my theories as to why I'm enjoying the game more. I made the upgrades to my team, so my team is like better constructed than it was. So it's a little bit easier, but I still have guys like Jared Allen and Derrick Rose who are in my prime punching holes in the wall, like period. So and they're seemingly playing better now. The other reason I think I'm enjoying the game more is because I think a lot of the toxic sweatlord guys that will sit there and no life the game for the first week have kind of chilled out a little bit. So it's more like normal people playing the game now, because after the first week, the competition drops by like 75%. There's obviously going to be your guys who have like records of 130 and 14 who just like live to ruin people's lives for some reason, but like for the most part everyone's kind of chilled out. And I think the other thing is that watered down the competition a lot is Embiid. The fact that everyone got access to like a top tier adjacent center has made a lot more people comfortable jumping online than they were even a week ago. Like,
do you know what else, Ludes? Like you're more likely to match up with them. That's the big difference, because you might not have been through overall. You might not have found them a week ago, right?
Yes. Yeah. I don't even use him. I use Vucevic and Jared Allen, but like it's still nice to have him. But I think it really just encouraged a lot of people who normally like would not play online to just go online, because they're like, oh, well, I have like Embiid now, so I have a shot. So I could go play online, which is good. And I saw a bunch of people on Twitter hating on the Embiid grind. They're like, yo, we can't have this. He's too easy to get. Like, dude, shut up.
I have some strong opinions on
everybody was complaining about Brunson and getting a block with a 25 block rating. They're handing you candy. And
it's crazy to me.
Listen, the thing is that's one thing I will always agree with like, from 2K side of things, is that they will never be able to please this entire community, because it is two sides where one side will say like, we need to be able to grind. Like I want grindable stuff, but it has to be like manageable. And then you have the other side that's like, no, I don't want to grind. Just, I want to be able to spawn in with this card. And it's like, bro, like it's a video game. Like I genuinely feel sorry. Cause I'm like, if anybody's ever played like old school video games, like there's no handouts. Like you got to like, do an insane amount of stuff to be able to get one thing. And then you're like, okay, now I have to do another insane amount of stuff to get another thing. This game, it's like, okay, you can literally get all this done in one game. Like if you just focus on this guy, you'll get it all done in one game. And you do that, and then boom, you're rewarded with a bunch of rewards of, like especially with this new like all the trophy pieces and everything. I literally did it in one game, and it's like think about the amount of stuff you get from one game of just playing. And it's like it really doesn't take all that much time.
Yeah, let me.
If you do it one game at a time, yeah, it'll take forever. But
let me give you my thoughts on the Embiid situation, right? Because a few of us have been doing this podcast every week for 11 weeks now. And there isn't a drum that's been banged louder than we need moments cards to help newbies get usable cards, right? That has been the exclusive reason, by the way, that has been stated on this podcast for people who want moments cards. And 2K went, all right, here's one better. Here's a pink diamond, 96 overall. A card that I would say, you could argue Jermaine O'Neal, but outside of him, is better than pretty much every trophy case center because they're all a bit mid.
100%, literally.
And immediately the narrative switched. Actually, we wanted daily moments cards. This isn't what we asked for. Like immediately, like without hesitation, that narrative switched. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can never win. Like I think they took a huge step in the right direction with dropping Embiid. Like I don't even think that's a debate. I think if anybody tries to debate that, they're just hating on it. Like I'm not saying like you're not, you can't have your own opinion, but it's like you can't say that they're not listening in that aspect. I do still, like I said, want to see the moments of the week, moments of the month. But I mean, this is definitely like this isn't them just completely ignoring it. Like they're doing what we're kind of saying finally. You know what I mean?
It's the difference between like a preference and a need, right? Like none of us need moments cards. Everyone on this call has a good squad, right? We don't need. We could add cards, we could, but we don't need them. But there is a huge chunk of people that need a card like Embiid. Surely that's more important than whatever our personal preference is. You know what I mean?
You know what I think too? Like I really like that they dropped Embiid, and I think he's a pretty good center. I feel like centers this year is like it's an important like usually other years it's like the wings are super important, the guards are super important. But this year, I think having a good big is definitely key in this game, especially with the way mashing is.
It's huge.
Yeah, like 5 out. Like
you're right.
More than ever, you need a good big. Like you need a good big who can knock down threes, get you stops inside, get you some rebounds. So I really think that's a huge dub. And like I said, I made Embiid my starter. Like as soon as I got him, I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be my starter. And I think his jump shot is quick to the extent where he's not contested. Like if he's not contested, I think the jump shot's a pretty quick jump shot.
For a guy that's been using Ewing, it probably is quick.
Look, it's one of those things where they kind of backed themselves into a corner too, where they almost had to drop like Embiid for free because they dropped Hakeem and Kareem, and they're so much like more overpowered than every other center in the entire game that now this gives people who don't have 8 kajillion MT like a shot against those guys now. Yeah. So it's like I
will say one really negative thing about it though is it was available for like 3 days, dude. Like I got on and I was like, oh yeah, like I wasn't a big rush. Like I was like, I'll get MB soon. Like he's probably not gonna play for me. Maybe he will. I don't know. But like I went to go do it and it's like 22 minutes remaining. Like what? This came out like it felt like yesterday. Like it wasn't available.
I do agree with that. I think they took it out way too fast. Like, because again, like you gotta understand, some people, like I know that there's people that come in my chat that say like, hey, like I can only watch you on weekends because like my parents, they don't let me play. Like during the week when I have school, like I can't, do whatever. So it's like they're screwed. Like the people that actually need this card now can't even get it because it's like it's available like it was like Wednesday and Thursday, something like that. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like give it at least a week. They're maybe not the whole season, but like a week, I think is
a week is good. Like, did you get it, Jacob, or did you just not try?
No. Literally, once I logged on to get him, like I like logged on with the intention to get him. I got a little free time at work. I was like, yeah, like I've seen other people getting them. I know it's quick. I was like, I'll get them right now. And when I went to the agenda, it said 22 minutes left. I'm like, I don't got time then. So yeah. It's just a little
you don't want to put in a DBG and end up one short.
That was like.
I wasn't gonna get it done that fast. I mean, like I think the best way would be for leave it all season. If they really don't want to do that, how about a week at least? Because like not everybody can just play at a drop of a hat. You know what I mean? Like some guys, like you never know what some guy's work schedule is. Maybe some dude's got Monday, Wednesday off for the week. Well, if they drop the card and it's only available on Thursday, Friday, Like they're just out of luck. Give it a week, at least a week. I think.
I mean, just leave it forever. Just
forever is ideal.
Just leave it forever.
Forever is
I think
ideal.
it's fine.
This
Like,
is the thing, though.
I feel all season.
No, just forever. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, look, the reality is back in just 2K20, they used to leave all the cards up forever. You pretty much just get whatever you wanted whenever you started.
Mm-hmm.
When you load up 2K20 at the end of the year, like May, you could go back and do challenges from week 1. Like, you know what I mean? So that was the one negative of the season's concept, was everything had a finite time limit to it. So,
but then I think things get too overwhelming like that, because like we said, like with the whole trophy case thing, like you see all these things you have to get. If they was to keep every single challenge, I really feel like a lot of people like cool is good to have that option, but then at the same time you see all these different challenges, like they kept every moment. Let's say we was getting like 2 players a week, and we go to like somebody who playing in May, and they kept it for the whole season. I feel like somebody would still be overwhelmed because we got the trophy case cards already, and then you see all these moments of the week cards to get. I feel like it would be overwhelming. It's like
you're right. You're right, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize, Jacob. Go ahead.
I'll make it quick then. I think that to make it not overwhelming, that there's one thing that they could do. You know, they have like the agendas, lifetime agendas, takeover cards. Make like a new section that's like archived agendas, which would be like old agendas. And when you go in there, it's like not automatically open. You have to click into it, and then you get a list of all the quote unquote expired things that you could still go back and get.
Yeah, just label it by month.
That's exactly what I was saying. I was thinking like another
it's
lifetime
still overwhelming
bracket
to look at, though. I still feel like that, like even though they have that with the takeovers now, and like when we get the moments for the time being, I still get like I didn't play the game for like a few days, and I'm looking at everything I missed. I'm just like,
you missed like 2 things though.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
I mean, I guess I get that it's overwhelming, but I guess if you categorize it properly, it's not. I mean, you can hop on MLB right now and there's everything still there, but because it's categorized correctly, it doesn't look overwhelming. You can start with the newest stuff.
This is the issue, Ludes. Like for that to happen, they need to rebuild the menu, so it ain't gonna happen.
I don't think they really need to though. I mean, the way the menus are currently laid out, they could just add a subsection. I mean, they can
by the end of the year, it would just scroll forever, dude.
They can do it.
Oldest ones at the bottom then. So then, like when you click into that moments, like the first one's going to be the most recent date, and then downwards.
Yeah, they could do it. It just wouldn't be very pretty to look at. Like, yeah,
no, it wouldn't. But I mean, look, let's be real. I'm not even hating. It's already not that pretty to look at. No menu is pretty to look at. You know what I mean?
You know what's a bad menu though is the Hulu Modern Warfare 2. So we do have a better UI than Modern Warfare 2.
That's facts. It is literally aggressively ugly.
Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna argue that. That menu screen is the most broken thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
Matt, I want to hear what you were gonna say. First of all, and second of all, tell me what you've been doing this week.
Jacob said everything I was going to say. I feel like there should be a lifetime, another slot. You know what I'm saying? For those that are, grinding, whatever the case may be. Anyway, for people to complain about a free moments card is crazy. And now 2 in a week, we didn't expect to get a Royce O'Neal. Nobody's talking about that. That came on Friday. We received another
DFS
moments
is jumping
card.
up and down right now. He said if we don't mention it, it's an L. Yeah.
Probably.
He was tweaking for sure.
Probably. And that's a huge dub by 2K. I think what they're doing, they're trying to implement more moments cards, which is a big dub for us grinders, for no matter if money spent, hella money spent like myself, it's still a great thing. This week has revitalized me personally as a 2K.
Interesting. So many people are feeding like that. Why do you feel like that?
Not because of the fresh content. It feels like there is so much more to come. I'm excited for the fact what 2K is about to bring into the fold. And what I mean by this is that we do not know, and that's the beauty of it. We do not know what's to come after these trophy cases because we're almost so close of finishing out. I'm looking at my trophy case grind right now, and I'm looking at what I have. I'm about to finish the Celtics, which is Kevin McHale. I'm about to finish Richard Jefferson today. And then I got 3 more, and then I'll have Dr. J, okay? And then after that, of course, we have a 25 off what Larry Bird and all that. But after the fact is what I'm more excited for because right now they seem like they're accelerating the pace. They're keeping it moving. They're keeping it grooving. And maybe, just maybe they'll drop maybe Spotlight Sims. Maybe what Lude said, what he alluded to last week, maybe drop another trophy case grind with some more OP free cards. Because listen, as a collector, the road to 3,400 is still, that's a lot of green right now for me. A hell of a lot of green. So I need all the cards I can get. I need all the Royce O'Neals and the Pink Diamond or Amy or whatever Joel Embiid you want to send me. I need all of that right now. I need all that with interest. And on top of that, this week has been a great week for me because, I pulled some packs this week. And
this is why people don't like you, by the way.
I know this. I've realized this week there's a lot of people that don't like me, but guess what? I love you. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna talk my talk right here. Yeah, for everybody that's out there that hates on me right now because I'm pulling packs and people are living vicariously through me. I am so sorry. But here's the thing: and this is what separates me from other people. I can't speak for nobody on this panel. I can't even speak for you. But as for Mojo, let me tell you something. Whenever you have victories, I promise you, I'll clap for you before anybody else. And that's what makes me different. Okay. Whenever I see you have victories and whatnot, I'm gonna clap for you. That's what separates me from the most because I ain't the one to be like, oh, yay, whatnot. No, I'm gonna clap for you. I'm gonna cheer you. That's just me. I'm just that type of dude.
What was that?
Yay. And that's how y'all do with me. But it's okay. I still love you. I love you anyway.
It's a Jake Paul type. It's like a Jake Paul type situation. Like people are just waiting for you to not pull the pink diamond at this point.
True.
Like they're waiting for him to get beat up.
True. Just wait to open.
I mean, to be fair, like he is kind of picking out like the worst.
Now he can fight though.
Oh, I mean, no, he's selecting.
I'm not gonna take that away. He could definitely fight. People act like he literally is just going out there like just swinging at nothing. Like he's been training with the best trainers in the world. He can fight, but it's like you know what I mean, like.
They're like, oh yeah, Jake Paul, he wouldn't last that. Man, shut up. You sit on the couch, you're 37 years old with a beer
bottle. Oh, that's my favorite.
I'm not gonna chime in and defend
stop.
I'm not doing
Stop taking it. No, it's not even
no shade at 37-year-olds.
You do not call out Jake Paul to fight him, say you could beat him. I'm talking about the losers at home who do that.
I could beat him. I started West Side Story.
With them, a beer, talking about you can't even get up without catching your breath. Like, bro.
My favorite is the people that
you're just literally
about, like, WWE wrestlers. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go on.
No, he's good. He was trolling. Jazz top troll.
Go ahead, Bo.
No, I was saying like the people that talk about like WWE wrestlers being like, oh, if I see them, it's on site. I'm like, okay, just because it may be fake, like doesn't mean they're not gonna pummel you into the ground. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like they're obviously still trained in this, stuff.
Yeah, you would eat mad pavement if you try to challenge.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they bugging.
It just depends on which one, though, bro. Like, I respect.
No, don't be that guy.
No. Hornswoggle getting If you think Hornswoggle kicking my ass, man, Hornswoggle, like, come on, dude.
No.
He gonna hit you.
Just stop. Do you know who Hornswoggle is?
Hornswoggle? Yes, I know who he is. The little short guy. Yeah, I know who he is.
You couldn't take him.
I got him over Jacob. He's gonna bite at your ankles. He's gonna bite at your ankles and take you down, man.
Yeah, well, I'll just I got no response. No response. I mean,
it's like one of those things where your homie in high school swears he could beat Scalabrini one-on-one because he's like quicker, which is just not true.
Justice for damn, I forgot his name.
I have so many friends who were like that in high school. Like, dude, you got cut from the high school basketball team. You're not taking down Scalabrini 101, dude. I don't like you're 5'9".
That challenged him, but he just went ham.
That's what this is what I point to.
They're NBA players for a reason. Like that's why I love. Like another thing too that I hate is when people talk about how like like this player is like they're terrible. Like they shouldn't even be in the league. I'm like they're not terrible. They're in the wrong system. Like there's been so many players. Like look at Lauri Markkanen this season. Like this is a prime example.
Big facts.
Let me build on what you just said, Bio. Yeah, Josh, don't be calling Westbrook trash, all right? Because 1-on-1, he's winning every time.
That's what I'm saying, though. People need to put respect on my boy Chris Douglas Roberts, bro.
Do you think I'm so bad at
wait, what do you mean Westbrook's winning 1-on-1 every time? Who is he beating 1-on-1?
He's beating Jazz 1-on-1 every time.
Josh, has there been ever a point where I've said Westbrook is so trash that I could beat it?
No, you just say he's trash all the time, and I don't like the Westbrook slander.
Westbrook could definitely beat me 1-on-1. Like I make noises.
You know what? Josh, I'm gonna say something right now. It's like you're all down to defend Westbrook until he comes to the Knicks. Then all of a sudden you're gonna be on the podcast like, "Yo, Westbrook's trash. He needs to get out."
Don't come here. No, I won't call him trash. Just don't come here. We want a young team. He's pushing. You know.
How do you defend somebody to be like, "We good? Don't come here, though." Like, you know,
no, because
we just don't come here.
First of all, I got a bone. This is off topic real quick. Tom Thibodeau, leave New York. Leave New York. And
that's what you get for taking Tom Thibodeau.
Like a threat, please, on this podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, right. Like he's just like, hey, trust me, you want to get out while you can. Like,
that was wild. That was great. Loved it.
After what he did to Derrick Rose's kneecaps, I feel him 100%.
Thank
Get
you,
him out of
thank
there.
You know what? You feel my pain, Luz. You get it. You get it.
I'm number one Tom Thibodeau hater. I hate
Come on, man,
Tom
we on the same
Thibodeau.
team.
Burning
Luz, we on
passion.
the same team, man. We on the same team.
Derrick Rose has no knee
Conversation
cartilage due
took
to
a
Tom Thibodeau.
turn.
Don't worry, we're taking care of him in the garden, man. He's fine. Don't worry about it. We got him. He's good.
All
He's
right,
good.
let me bring it
My
back
team
in.
is fun.
I'm gonna bring it back in. I'm gonna talk about what I've been doing this week. So I got AD this week. It took me about 10 minutes because I needed that one piece for over a week, and then it popped up. It took me 10 minutes to get.
How do you feel about AD thus far? Now that you have him,
I mean, I haven't really
Honest
used
answer.
him. I haven't really used him. That's my honest answer. I haven't had a reason to yet. I played around with jumper a little bit in freestyle, which is going to take some getting used to. I think
Vucevic clears.
It's got a bit of a hit.
His,
Yeah.
that little hitch that his jump shot has is so annoying to deal with, but once you get it down, it's so good.
Yeah, I kind of know I'll get it
Post it
down.
up here,
It's one of those
and then
jumpers, but
release
yeah,
it.
it's going to take some reps to get comfortable with it. That's kind of my season wrapped, by the way, because I've got all the centerpieces apart from Collector, which I'm not going to get. I've got like 30 triple threat online games and like 120 triple threat offline games. By the way, for anyone who's interested, I have suggested directly to 2K that they've reduced the centerpiece grind in TT offline next season for anyone that wants to know that. I genuinely am so phased by the idea of I've done half of it and I cannot bring myself to do the other half of it. I feel like it's just too much.
Are you going for the 20 bucks by any chance in unlimited, or you don't plan to do that?
Well, this is the thing. This is one of the things this was like the next thing I was going to say, to be honest. The next conversation is once I get those 30 TTO games done, which will probably be Monday evening latest, right? I've then completed the season in terms of what I was trying to do. I was trying to get one more Galaxy Opal. I might as well get the other centerpieces because it will give me a head start on next season. But I'm kind of done at that point. There's like 2 weeks left in the season. So I'm going to have the flexibility for the first time probably this year to just go and play what I want to play. So I'm going to play some unlimited and things like that, and probably chill a little bit, probably play a few other games. I don't feel like I've burnt through the season. Like, although I've got everything done, co-op felt very easy. Like, that was just a laugh with your friends. Unlimited, I pretty much did on the first day because I just locked in and got to 6,000 points. So those two collectively took me a couple of days, if you were looking at it that way. Outside of that, clutch time, online, offline, didn't feel that difficult. Took a few days each. There is a conversation going around, and this is the topic, that people are burnt out from the trophy case. This is the big narrative that exists on Twitter right now, specifically in a lot of videos as well. I am most definitely not burnt out from the trophy case and have sort of 10 to 12 days to now just jam and do what I want to do in the game. Obviously, I've had the time to do those things, whatever. If you could only play half an hour a day, I don't think it's going to work for you or whatever. But yeah, what's your guys' thoughts? Are you guys burnt out or?
I'm actually burnt out. I think I started the season a little too strong. Let me not even say the season too strong. I started unlimited too strong. I should have just got my centerpiece and took a break from it. But like, I'm still chasing that high of getting from last season when I got Curry 2 times. So I'm still hoping that I can get something good from the box. I'm sitting there, like I'm literally in the last tier. All I have to do is get like 3,000 more points in unlimited. And I think when you play the game too much, you can regress, like in terms of how you play. Because it's like all of a sudden I'm just on this really bad streak. And it's like I was just like a few weeks ago, I was on a good streak, I'm playing good. And I'm like, what changed? So I think I kind of have to. I think this break that I took this week is actually good for me. Yeah. I am gonna play some limited today, see how I feel. I just hope I don't. I know it's gonna be toxic because it's a overall glitching week. I know it's gonna be toxic, but I just hope that I can get. I hope me taking this break gets me back into the groove of things. Because like right now, like I'll look at unlimited. I'll play one game. It's like every game is always like it runs the length. Like even if they quit in the fourth, it's like. You might as well finish at that point. It's just I hate, like I want to be able to like get out the games quick, and I know it's not likely to happen, but it's just like it's so burnt out from unlimited. Honestly, like I don't even think I'm gonna do the TT offline. Once again, I'm checking that off I'm not doing it this season. I'm already behind. I'm not doing it. I can't.
Yeah, I want to say something that he just mentioned. I think it's important. With any game, especially this one, when you have a lot of grinds that we do, to take those breaks. You got to take mental breaks. You got to take care of yourself first. If you don't, you're going to crash. Now, I get it. you know, some of us in here are really ultimate grinders. I love to grind the game, but you have to take those breaks, because if you don't, you will get burnt out. I feel that if you could parcel your time, that it makes the grind better. But here's the thing with me, okay? And I've said this once, I'm going to say it 101. 35 clutch time games, 35 triple threat games, TTL 25, 15 unlimited. That's a bit much. I said last week, I think instead of winning, just to go ahead and play those, or either that or just like cut those in half. It's just a lot, you know. I understand what 2K is doing, which is trying to implement the whole game mode and allowing us to play the whole game mode. I totally get that, and I'm all for that. But with that being said, you know, I feel that we need to create some type of balance right now with the trophy cases, because at this given stage, when you look at the cards that are ahead of us, we got a Larry Bird that if it isn't updated, it's not all that appealing by the time we, you know, get opals and whatnot. Let's face it.
I get it updated.
Listen, I said that the other day. I said that the other day, and I got so much like hate for it, because I was like, you know, honestly, I'm like, I don't even think the dark matters are even worth it, because I think genuinely, like, even now, like, okay, it's like you get Dr. J, you get Tim Duncan, whatever. It's like, okay, that's good, right? But like by the time you're able to get all three of them, like we all know that there's going to be something almost equivalent in packs that are going to be able to kind of, you know, replace like the Dr. J. Like we're going to get a Paul George that can play very quickly afterwards, right? Right. You know what I mean? Like we're going to get these guys in packs and everything. And it's like, even, okay, a dark matter Tim Duncan, right? Like you have him, it's great. Like, is you know, Pink Diamond Kareem, are they really gonna play all that different? You know what I mean? Like if you have a badged up Kareem, like are they really going to matter that much in game?
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I want to say I think Tim Duncan's gonna be really good, because like I play, so like on my downtime and like when I don't want to play my team, I'm in a party with my friends. We play a lot of like team up. I really think even as Tim Duncan is now, I think he's gonna be a good card, because like we use this like an all-time Tim Duncan, and even though his jump shot is like it's slow, Tim Duncan's just like one of those power forwards who like legit could play big. Like I feel like it's very rare as in this game where you can find a power forward that can play like center and like actually play like a center or play at power forward.
I mean,
like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you using Tim Duncan and me using AD, like if we like, and I'm saying like if we're just talking about literally like, because again, I always base my opinions and stuff off of like the 99.9% of the world, not the 0.1% that plays comp. You know what I mean? The comp scene, like there's a lot of people we all know because we watch them, you know what I mean? But like that's like such a small comparison to the entire like rest of the player base.
No, I'm saying like I think Tim Duncan, like he'll be good, like in general, like for the match.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like for the time that you're gonna spend to get Tim Duncan versus just getting AD or just getting Kareem or just getting any of these guys in packs. Like even I'm not even joking, and I know DBG is gonna love this. Jared Allen versus Tim Duncan. I promise you, if you're a casual player, you are barely going to notice a difference in those.
I'm telling you.
No, hear me out. Hear me out on this. Sorry,
I'm with you. Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, so like Tim Duncan is a good card, and he will be good. He's going to have more badges and stats than the cards that are available when you do get him. But we don't deserve good cards for what we're doing to get a Tim Duncan or Dr. J. We need like the cards that when you use them, you're smiling because it's so overpowered.
That's
because
what I'm saying.
Spent literally hundreds of hours to get
still
them.
Unbeatable. Hold on.
Guys who can't play the game that long.
Josh.
Slot in, put him in. He's a good power forward. This and that. Like no, like these cards need to be like Tim Thomas.
Listen,
Unbeatable.
Because it's thousands.
I'm gonna fight anybody on this, and I don't care what anybody says on this panel or anywhere else. But I'm gonna tell you, Tim Duncan on normal as a dark matter is crazy. That's what I'm gonna say. The animations is crazy to me, just like that KD we just got. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story. I'm gonna say this:
jump shot is not as bad as y'all.
The point though is that like it's not worth it because it's like even if they do update it, even if he does get a quick jump shot, it's like again you're still not. If you look at the time it's gonna take to get that card, you're still not getting that wow factor. Like Jacob just said, you're not gonna get that wow factor where you're gonna get it and be like, yes. Like
what about the dudes who can't play the game though? What about the dudes who, like that's the thing, they gotta be able to cater to the masses, and like I think we can all agree.
But that's not doing that though. That's our point is that's not doing it at all. You're spending all this time. So the people that are basically putting their full-time job into this game and grinding through all these cards, like you're not really getting rewarded. Like in 2K20, I stayed up I think it was I didn't stay up straight, but it was like 66 hours or whatever it was to get that Kobe. And you guys, anybody that's been in the community knows, like I literally streamed it over and over again. I slept like 3 hours in between and just kept going and going. I got that Kobe. And then it's like a day later or 2 days later, whatever, T-Mac dropped. And I'm like,
Yeah.
No,
you know what I mean? I'm like, I just did all of this. And like, yes, I'm one of the only people that has this card right now. Like, the videos did great, but like, what did that do for, like, you know what I mean? Like, if those videos
but what is the
didn't do
masses?
good,
Like, the masses isn't hardcore grinders. Like, that's what I'm
the
saying.
masses
Like, they
ain't
got to
getting that
cater.
Tim Duncan anyways.
Facts.
So.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying like y'all want like you said, he's gonna be a good card, but like a super overpowered card. What if somebody who gets on the game doesn't have that much time? What if they want a card? Like, what if the gap between let's make him Tim Duncan's a super overpowered card. Now let's say
Make him
somebody
Tim
who's winning
Thomas.
for the first time, they get Jared Allen. What like the gap between those two? What if it's too big and it's like the casuals who's like should be the masses and the main focus?
But that's not the point, KillaJosh.
Wait,
The
hold
point
on,
is that
because
if you
my-
work for a
Alright.
card, listen, if you work for a card, you should be rewarded for that card. And
He's
I'm
not going to
just
be
the
bad
make-
though.
Nobody's
not
even
gonna be
touched
bad, but he-
the card.
Look,
But he's
listen.
not going to be the Tim Duncan
Nobody's-
that we want. Let's just
That's the
let's
point,
be
like,
real.
What you guys want, we have to. It's not only us. That's what I'm saying. Like it's other people in the community.
I
Like,
I'm about to.
Get
Who
Josh,
gets
like,
hyped for
some-
Tim Duncan though?
like,
Like who's
Okay.
like I get that he's like not gonna be bad and he's probably gonna be decent, but like I just don't think.
But then
that
at
Tim
the same
Duncan's
time, we
gonna
can't
be
make
that
assessments on
man.
cards we ain't used yet. We can't make assessments on cards we ain't used yet. That's
Luke's
another
going
thing.
on,
It's
I
fair
wanna
to
hear
do.
from
Why
you.
not?
We're
I
looking
can
on
look at the
paper.
card on the database and know every single statistic.
Nah,
badge
that is
in
not, bro. I
every-
promise
Oh my
y'all,
God.
y'all gas that too much. Like y'all put too much faith in it because literally, I'm gonna use one card as example. DeJounte Murray. I heard we was getting Diamond DeJounte Murray. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be good. I look at his stats. Bro, he has a 53 interior. He's not playing on my team. I actually use the card. It don't play like he has a 53 interior. Westbrook, for example, 53 interior. He doesn't play like he has a 53 interior defense.
Okay, but that's
Listen,
not the
we're
point.
making-
Those are
we're
stats,
making-
though, not animation.
No, listen,
Animations
no,
are
listen.
the
But we
game
can't
more
even
than
see the
anything.
animations.
And, like,
Like we
also,
can't see
it's
an
the majority of
animation-based
them.
game.
Jazz,
People
throw a
can
flag
look
quick.
at database.
Throw a flag.
You can look at the database
Y'all are
and like
talking-
even
Database
beyond me,
doesn't mean
like,
everything.
Jazz,
It doesn't
you need a
mean
whistle.
everything.
It does though.
It means a
Literally,
lot.
it
It does
runs
not.
on- It's
It means
literally
a lot.
every
Control.
information about the
Let it
card
roll.
that exists.
It does
There's no
not. It
secret
does not
sauce.
mean everything.
It
Y'all have to
does.
use these cards. No one used Tim Duncan yet. He could be the very damn best. Y'all saying he's gonna be good, decent. Y'all don't know that. No one used the card. I don't
But
even
that's
know
not
that.
the
But we
point,
know
though. Hold on,
animations,
time
man.
out.
Bio, go ahead.
Time out.
We know
Time out.
animations.
Because I just want to kind of play mediator here for a second, because that's not the point that they're trying to make. Is that it's
Talk
not
to us.
again just about the animations and everything. The point that they're trying to make, Josh, is that like it's not worth the however many hours it's going to take to get these cards. Like they need to be overpowered. They need to be like Tim Thomas. It doesn't matter if the casual player that plays this game once a week doesn't match up to that
doesn't
card.
matter?
Because the thing is that if the amount of people that are going to get these cards are not as big as you think. Like the people that have jobs, the people that go to school, the people that do all this, they're not going to have, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, like they're not going to have these cards anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal. Like that gap is going to be so small. You're going to still play people with Kareem. You're going to still play people with, AD, Joel Embiid. Like you're going to still play those guys more. It would make so much more sense for somebody that spends 50 hours or whatever to get a guy like Tim Thomas and then match up with somebody that's okay. Hey, I don't play this game all that much.
I'm not
Then they
disagreeing
get
with that point. I'm just saying the gap, the way I'm making it sound like y'all want the gap to be from here to there. It does not need to be that big of a gap. It does not need to
It
be
does
that
though,
big
because
of
then
a
it's
gap.
not worth grinding for if it's not that big of a gap. Like
It does not need to be that. But y'all don't have to grind the game that much though. Y'all
then
don't.
what is the point? Okay, if they put the main focus of this game being trophy cases, right? The main point, I think we can all agree, the entire year is trophy case and XP.
Right.
If you're gonna say that fine, then don't grind it. That is an entire that's like 80% of the mode gone. The weekly challenges that come out, no point in me grinding.
Whoa.
The
Bro, we're gonna have a whole other half of the year by the time Larry Bird is available because we're getting Dr. J right now. We're gonna get Dr.
okay, so
J.
I'm just
Tim
not
Duncan.
supposed to play the game then for the first.
I did
half of
not.
the year,
I
then?
did not. I'm not saying don't play the
Mm.
game. I'm saying you're saying that's the entire year. Half
It
of
is.
the
What
year
else am I supposed to play? You play unlimited for.
We
you're
don't
not
know
playing
what's
for a-
coming. We don't know
Bro,
what's
but my-
coming after this.
Come on,
My
man.
point though is that you're
We
not
don't know
playing
what's
for
coming.
a player card. You're playing for a puzzle piece. If there was cards in unlimited, cards in triple threat, like to grind for, not just in the vault, cards on triple threat online, fine. Like I'm okay with that. Like clutch time and all that. If I'm playing 100 wins for a card and a centerpiece, fine. Because then there's a point for me to go ahead and get those player cards. I'm not grinding for player cards though. I'm grinding for a puzzle. that if I didn't want to do, what is the point of me playing it then?
Exactly.
Like,
and to
that's
meet
my
the
whole
balance, and to meet the balance, also, you got to believe 2K is going to implement shorter grinds for those players who can't do these big grinds. You got to know they're going to have cards each week, just like these moments. And then later on, they're going to have other cards that will implement to help those that can do the shorter grinds, that can't do the whole trophy case system. I get it, bro. Bio, you're right. Jacob is right on that too, man. I just have to disagree, man.
See,
I want
here's
to
what I'm
hear
thinking too, though.
I want to
Real
hear
quick, one
Lude's
last thing,
opinion on
Jess.
all of this.
Sorry.
Go on,
There's so
Jacob.
much. There's so
Go on.
much with this.
I need to speak my piece about one thing.
Yeah.
So like talking about like looking at the database and stuff. So like the number one thing for me this year is obviously you can't quick stop anymore. So I shoot fades probably half of my possessions.
Yeah.
You watch me play, it's fade, 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 fade. That's all I do. Tim Duncan got basic fade. Larry Bird got basic fade. As of right now, hopefully they get changed because that's the worst fade in the game. So like there's no reason, like I would rather use a card with 10 Hoff badges that has a normal fade over a card that got like 18 Hoff badges that got basic. Why? Because that's all I do is shoot fades.
Why do we want to
So,
fade
like,
with centers? Why do we y'all complain about the game
because their
being so
shots are
broken?
slow.
Why do y'all
Tim
complain
Duncan
about
and
the
Bird's
game
shots
being
are
so
slow, so you
broken?
gotta fade.
No.
hello?
Y'all
Their
complain
shots
about
are
the
too
game
slow.
being so broken and how this player does this too much, this too much. Why do you want to fade? Why do you want to fade with your center?
See, in my
I
opinion,
can't wait to
fading
see
is
the
not an
premiere
exploit.
chat. It's gonna be
This
so.
is
it's
not-
gonna be good.
This is not a like. Okay, I may be wrong about saying this,
Bird, not a
but
center.
to me, fading is not an exploit. Like in other years, like the bursting and all that, like and the tweening and everything, like those were exploits. Like those were things that was annoying to see in the game, in my opinion. Like I didn't enjoy playing that every single game. Somebody
What's your
coming off
definition
a
of the
screen and
exploit?
fading.
What's your
It's
because you just
game
said
breaking. This is not people coming off of a screen and taking a fade is not game breaking because I think that there's a skill gap in greening a fade. It messes
exploit-
the release up a little bit. So I think if somebody can consistently green fades, like I'm not mad at them making that. Like I think that that's fine. So I think Jacob's right. Like these guys need to have the best animations in the game, whether they're centers or not. Because if they don't have
Bird's
them,
not. Bird's not
but
a
that's
center.
the point.
Like he's a.
I'm not-
he's
yeah,
a-
You did
know what
say
I'm
that,
talking
bro.
about, though.
yeah, no,
I'm not
like,
talking
this is
about
more to
Bird.
your point.
I literally y'all talking about Bird. I'm not talking. I literally been talking about Tim Duncan specifically this whole time.
Okay, well then to talk about Tim Duncan specifically, look at everything compared to Anthony Davis and Tim Duncan. There's no real way that you can argue that Tim Duncan is better than Anthony Davis. So they should have just flipped those two, if anything, and make Anthony Davis what Tim Duncan is the
Did you use Tim Duncan
final
yet?
lock-in.
Did you
I
use
don't
Tim
have
Duncan yet?
to. I don't have to because I can look at the database and already
You know the
see it.
animations, man.
Yeah, I know the
Okay.
animations like the back of my hand, and then there's people like Splash who literally play this game for 12 hours a day who understand it at even a way higher level than I do, and he gonna say the same thing. It's not gonna be great. Like he's gonna be okay because he's a 6'11 center with a good amount of Hoff badges, but like there's nothing about him that makes it so it's like justifies a 500-hour grind because that's what it
I was
is.
gonna say at the end of the day,
Right.
there's no wow factor in grinding for the trophy case, which sucks because I love grinding. Like every year in my team, my favorite thing is these long grinds. I don't know why I get judged all the time for it. I don't know. I just enjoy, grinding a lot of this stuff. It's fun for me. But it's like this is the first year where I've gotten bored of it because I don't even know what I'm really grinding for. I feel like, which
Yeah.
sounds kind of dumb, but it's like I just
But
don't know.
last year
I'm
y'all
just,
said y'all had nothing to do, and now you're getting bored of the grind.
I've never said I had nothing to
That's
do
not what
with
you
I'm
said.
not saying y'all specifically. I'm talking about the community.
Yeah.
No, literally in
You
the past,
can't-
y'all would
listen,
be like,
you
there's
can't
nothing
use
more
the
to
co-
do.
you
Y'all
can't
would
use the
literally- no,
community
this is
as
what
an
y'all-
argument, though.
This is what y'all do. No, this is what y'all do. Y'all complain. Oh man, I just finished unlimited. There's nothing left to do. We add grinds. Oh, the grind's too long. Oh, we want better. Oh, they add the wins. Now you get these free takeover players. Oh, this is ridiculous. It's like it's always something. Y'all don't ever get to just enjoy the game mode in the moment. And I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm not saying you should have a great card if you're gonna put that much time into it. I'm just saying that is not the entire community. That is not the entire community.
Can I call a time?
I told you, Jazz, you need a whistle.
This podcast is fire.
This
This is the best one I've ever been on. This is fun.
Yeah, the whole energy shifted. Josh just woke up.
Josh is on.
Josh is going
Go,
on,
Josh.
man. I'm gonna be honest,
Talk your
man.
talk,
I love
Josh.
it.
I actually want to let it rock after I say what I want to say. As soon as I finish talking, Ludes, please say something because I know you've been trying to talk for 10 minutes. Right. I just
Oh no, I'm dead. It's fine.
He's just been joined the vibe with me. Right. This is my opinion, okay? This is my entire opinion on it. So I have a very specific plan with the trophy case, right? I wanted to get Jimmy first in season 1, and I was going to grind pretty hard in that season to get him, which I did. Season 2, I was going to chill because obviously there's 2 opals available this season, and I said I was just going to get one, which is AD. Outside of that, I'm done. I'm going to get Russ out just on his own. So I'm not going to do his division. I'm just going to get Russ. And then what I'm going to do is over time, as I will gradually get another 10 centerpieces. I'll get, one of the other opals. But I'm not fussed. At this point, I've got everything I set out to get. I've got Butler and I've got AD, and I'm chilling. Whether the grind is there, whether the grind isn't there, it's fine. I also did something else very tactically over the last couple of months, which is I did not spend my MT on anything. So I've been running reward squads since day one. So all my MT is now sitting there. As people grind out those last few cards, I'm waiting for the next Tim Thomas. I'm waiting for the next Ricky Davis. And I'm going to throw my MT at that, keep AD and Jimmy in the squad as long as I can. And then I'm done. It's no big deal. I'm chilling. Like, I'm happy with how it's gone. I haven't burnt myself out. I've got the cards I want to get. If people want to go on and get the extra cards at the end of it, if you want to go all the way to Larry Bird, the option's there to do it. Do you need to do it? Absolutely not. That is categorically true. You do not need to do it. Even if the card is cracked, you don't need to do it, right? But the card isn't cracked, so it's really up to you at the end of the day. Now, Ludes, say things.
Oh man, I have so much to respond to, man.
Yeah.
There's been like 47 different points, dude, in the last like 30 minutes. Okay, let's start with the database. Both Josh and Jacob are correct in different ways. Number one, Jacob is correct on the offensive end. Yeah, you can take a look at the database and you can see all the offensive stuff that you need to know. So you can know if a card's going to be right for you offensively just looking at the database. But here's where you're not correct, and I feel like you agree with me here, so I'm not saying you're wrong. But like, this year, I feel like some of the most important animations in the game are not visible on the database. We cannot see block animations. We cannot see defensive animations. We cannot see steal animations. We cannot see defensive stances. We can't see anything. So for all we know, Tim Duncan has all of these things. So he could potentially be one of the most dominant defensive cards in the game. We just don't know. No one's used the card. No one has Tim Duncan base. So we don't know if the jump shot's going to be clean. I'm sure they're going to touch it before it comes out. So the database can be a window into how good a card is, but it's not the complete picture. It's like looking through a window with like 5% tin on it. Like you can kind of see outside, but you don't really see the full thing until you go outside. So it's like, you don't know. Tim Duncan could be fired. Dr. J could be fired. We just don't know because we don't see any of the defensive animations on the database, right? We don't know.
I would agree with that to an extent. Absolutely. 100%.
So,
like to an extent. Yeah. But like, I'm an offensive oriented player.
Yeah, of
so
course.
Like, I don't care about defense.
No,
anyway.
yeah. So you're not gonna care about that stuff, of course. Yeah. So it's like it's one of those things that depends.
American just called it a database. That's where I'm sitting. You're the first person American I've ever heard pronounce that word correctly, as opposed to
oh yeah, you know, I was good at school.
Database.
I say database too. I don't know.
Oh, you do?
Data.
I don't say database. That's
Yeah, who says database?
All
Like, what are we talking about? The 2000 shoes? Talking about
Movies
Dadas?
don't count because people are from like everywhere. They just talk with like an American accent, so you can't,
It's
You're
tough to say,
100%
but
right.
like, okay, number two, this is going to be a hot take, and I'm sure anybody who is like a hard body grinder is going to be probably pissed that I'm saying this, but like,
oh boy.
I think the rewards that they gave us for the trophy case are the perfect level of like mid. Because let me explain here for a second. Like, we haven't used them yet. We don't know how good they are. They're probably not going to be game breaking like a Tim Thomas. That's facts, right? But like, they're good enough that if you grind for them, they're going to make your starting lineup. They're not going to wow you, but they're not going to be terrible by any means. Like Tim Duncan, Larry Bird will get touched. There's no way they drop Larry Bird in its current form. And if they do, there's probably something game breaking about him in his current form, and that's probably why they haven't touched him yet, right? That's how it always is, except for Goat Kobe. Goat Kobe was terrible. Like, that's facts. Like 100%. Goat Kobe was whack.
Which begs the question then, with all if what you're saying is true, being the perfect level of mid, are they going to drop another trophy case?
Absolutely,
with OP,
100%.
OP super
cards. Yes,
Yeah,
probably whatever their version of Endgame or Invincible is going to be this year will probably be the end of it. I guarantee they do that.
Okay.
They typically stick to, and I mean, from game design, it makes sense. I'm not critiquing them when I say this, but they typically like to stick to things that they've already been doing. And we saw that in 2K20 with everything being a spotlight. So I assume they're probably going to run a trophy case part 2 at the second half or back half of the game's lifespan. It would only make sense. But like, what I'm saying by that is the cards are going to be good, but they're not going to be game breaking, right? And that's how it's always been for the grinds, because at the end of the day, it's all about pack revenue, obviously. So, but the reason I'm saying that is because, and this is going to sound messed up, this is where people are going to be pissed at me. The people who grind this much to get a card, it's not the worst thing in the world. They don't need the most cracked out card in the world to win. They just need a very good card to win. So these cards are going to allow you to win. And I just don't think it's the worst thing in the world that they don't get the most broken card in the world for spending 90 plus hours on a card. They just get a card that's very good, right? Except Goat Kobe. I would like to specify that Goat Kobe was a travesty.
Again, thanks, man.
Yeah, I'd like to say that Goat Kobe was a travesty.
It's just like a jab after every sentence. Just like, yeah.
Look, I just want to make sure that you know that I agree with you. Okay, like I agree with you. What they did to Goat Kobe was not cool, because I ended up getting him at the very end of 2K20, and I was just like, I knew this card was going to kind of suck, but I was like, damn, this is bad.
It would have been fine if his jump shot, like, it was like the only jump shot I felt like in 2K20 that, like, when it went up, it stopped and then kept going a little bit and then shot.
Well, remember they fixed like 16 different players' jump shots in the middle of the game's lifespan, and then not Kobe Bryant's. Yeah, just not Kobe's. I was
gonna say, except for him, Harden got fixed, and I was like, wow, Harden's not
Harden, Melo, pretty much everyone got fixed but Kobe. Yeah, but like I said, the other thing is, I kind of agree with everybody. I feel like everyone was arguing different points, but they're all kind of right at the same time. It's just like if you take everyone's points and you just combine them, they're all correct.
You know, I do have an idea though that I'm curious that if you guys like how you guys feel about this, right? So I do agree. I think that the spotlights, or not spotlights, I think we're definitely going to get another trophy case. Like I think like you're right. Like they stick to the same pattern. So whatever the year is about, like we're going to get a second one. I had this like thought in my head though that I think if I'm assuming they're going to take the feedback that, you know, everyone's kind of giving, you know, the people that aren't being like arrogant about it, the people that are legitimately giving them feedback, you know, and I think they're going to say like, okay, maybe that, you know, 15 pieces from one team, and then you have to do it for every team. That's a little much. So I'm thinking like they do something to where like, it's just one conference, like, you know what I mean? Like it's the West and it's the East. And then it's like, you have to collect one piece from each team. So you do it like that rather than 15 pieces from each team. You know what I mean? Like if that makes sense for you guys.
I feel very, very confident of something at this stage. Maybe wrongly so, but I think if they run the trophy case again, they will add players to it as you go.
I've been saying about it for the entirety of the game's lifespan, so I would hope so.
Yeah, it's probably the most general consensus thing that I fully agree with. Like, I think it's a no-brainer. I think they just got to add players into that progression.
And I think what 2K is doing, like with the trophy case, like this is the first time they're doing it. From what I'm seeing this year, a pattern that I'm noticing, they're adjusting to like what's being asked of them, and they may not do it to like 100%, but they're definitely listening and they're definitely taking action to like make those adjustments. So I think that by the time those cards come out, there will be adjustments made. I think by the time the next set of trophy cases come out, there will be like, okay, we're gonna kind of relax on this, because look at it. This season we went from having 5 centerpieces to having 10, and they added co-op in it. They even
they're over it already. We'll be cleared on the trophy case. Will be done next season for sure. Like they're over it. You can tell they're over it because the trophy case is actively gatekeeping specific cards, like specific cards in the power creep that they want to drop. They can't drop because they need the trophy case guys to still be relevant. So you can tell they're trying to get this.
They basically announced the date that it's going to end this week, didn't they? January the 13th.
I think they're also trying to maintain a pace, because I feel like last year was a little bit of a fast-paced year, because I believe
2K21 was fast-paced. Last year they did a pretty good job with the power creep, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah,
until I think like certain plays that
until endgame, yeah. Like 2K20 or 2K21. I mean, at All-Star break we had Dark Matters with 40 Hoth badges. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the first Dark Matters last year only having 20. I think that's a good baseline. So I think they're following that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm looking at Tim Duncan right now, and I think the community does have a little bit of, just a tiny bit, just not to fight with Jacob right now, but a tiny little bit of over reliance on the database sites. Like I think we kind of look at those as like gospel when we don't really know the full story of the cards. But I mean, I will say for someone like Jacob, who's looking at Tim Duncan, he's going to look trash for sure. 100%. He's going to look
I've spoken to people before that say like, you know, if with the database specifically, I've said the sentence to like other creators Like, we don't know everything about these cards. And then, I get the kickback. Oh, everything we know is like, we're not going to know anymore. The database has taught us everything. That's what we said before we looked at tendencies as well, before we realized how important they were, right? So even within the data that's available in the database, the things that are important have evolved over the last couple of years, right? I'm certainly at a point now where I'll look at tendencies now before I even look at stats and badges. Like, if you look at Kareem as a card, it's got 65 3-ball. I've never been so chick with the center before. But that guy just knocked everything down. If you look at the stats, you might do yourself a disservice at this point by looking at the database.
Yes, correct.
The jump shots matter. It is green and miss. There's a lot of... I feel like this year, the database just needs to be used differently if you're going to use it. And I don't think there's anything more important than tendencies, from my perspective.
And I agree with Jazz, because I was looking at... so I'm looking to upgrade my team right now. I have John Wall at my point guard. Now, I was thinking about when I heard we was getting De'Aaron Fox, I'm like, he's probably like the closest thing to a John Wall will get. I'm still a little bit hesitant on him because of like, I don't really like his tendencies, and like his 834 interior, it was bothering me, but it's like, how often am I going to have to really worry about my point guard getting matched the entire game unless I'm playing somebody?
Now that Magic exists all the time.
Well,
every play.
My point guards don't guard the ball.
When we get Penny in 2 weeks, all the time.
My point guard doesn't guard the ball all the time, so that's what I'm trying to say. And then like I'm like, okay, maybe
I'll get mashed by the shooting guard instead.
Yeah, you're gonna get mashed by whoever.
No, there's some weirdos like that in Unlimited that if you run a guard under like 6'4", oh, they're hawking him the entire game. It does not
DBG
matter.
was that weirdo. He was on here bragging about running Sean Livingston and Alex English and post mashing every single possession.
Was that weirdo is crazy. Isn't it?
I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to start any problems. But somebody challenged me one time when I was on stream talking about how they're like the best post player, which I'm sure you guys can tell who I'm talking about now. And I was like, whatever, dude. And then he's, we loaded up, and I think he was down like 20 in the first quarter or whatever. And I'm like, the mashing thing just don't work, dude. I'm like, if you play somebody unlimited, I'm like, an unlimited record will look great, but I'm like, it's definitely pretty easy to stop mashing. I feel like.
But yeah, like I said, I agree with Jazz with tendencies, because I was gonna get De'Aaron Fox because I feel like he's very similar to John Wall in the sense of like how fast he is, and in terms of what he can do on the court. But I look at the tendencies, and if I see too much red in that defensive tendencies, I'm not picking you up. So I feel like that's a huge part of
the other underrated thing too is I feel like a lot of people kind of talk about this game in general and from a gameplay perspective and like a card usability perspective. And majority of creators do this. I'm not saying it's like anybody here or anything, but I feel like everyone talks about this game in reference to next gen, and nobody talks about it in reference to current gen, where things are completely different. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person on this call that plays current gen, right? Yeah. Nobody plays current gen.
Current gen. I play current gen, not my team, but I do play like when I play team up. So I do have an idea of like how the game,
because like mashing is not a huge issue on current gen. It's rim running that's significantly worse. Plus, you can get paint stops pretty consistently. So it's like it's a different meta completely on current gen. And it does change a lot of values, and jump shots are completely different.
Jump shot on current gen is so damn chick.
Is it the jump shot though, or is it the jump shot speed? Like that's
it's a jump shot speed. Yeah, it's the jump shot speed. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say I played like I actually had to grind some accounts like last season. I had to do it on current because like you guys know that there's like a limit of how many accounts you can have at one time or whatever. And I was grinding somebody's account, and then go figure they went on vacation, so like I didn't get that like deactivate thing, so I had to go to current gen. And I had played actually a lot of clutch time online games, and like the game actually felt better for me at some points. I agree. I still prefer to play next gen, but there were points about current gen that I think like next gen could definitely use, like the fact that like your players aren't like a door, like you know what I mean. Like I feel like a lot of the time, like all you have to do is hit one little dribble move, and your guy will that's it. Like they get blown by, whether you're on ball, off balling, like they'll just get torched.
Yeah.
Guys,
like current gen, I feel like they actually could get you a stop.
I got a question for you. I did a video this week on DBG's channel. We did like a hot takes, Twitter hot takes video. Go check it out if you haven't.
My hot take has been getting me a lot of you guys have caused me to get a lot of negative comments about my hot take, by the way.
What was it?
My hot take was that all offline stuff, aside from Uber specific stuff.
I hate it.
Why do you? Oh, okay, all right. I'm gonna get on my soapbox and defend myself here for a second.
Wait, what's the hot take first?
My hot take is that besides specific challenges like spotlight stuff, stuff that's designed to be difficult, everything should be on pro. Like besides things that are specifically designed to be difficult, everything should be on pro because the game is the most fun if you play it on pro. It is not fun if you play it on all-star, and I stand firm on that. If you like
are you saying
back,
offline stuff should be on pro or online stuff?
Offline stuff.
I agree. Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
I agree.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm with you. I don't see what it provides.
I have gotten so much pushback on that.
You want to get it done quick. Like you don't want to.
It's not even that. It's just that the game plays, in my opinion, like from a gameplay perspective, like if you go into it wanting to play it as a basketball simulation game and a game that you are playing for fun, because I feel like people don't play 2K for fun ever in their lives. They play it to like give themselves heart conditions for the most part. I don't know, man. It's got
real. They gotta win every single game, dude.
Lose is on the money.
You know?
Lose is on the money. I swear to.
I swear, pro is the best difficulty for like a simulation and fun aspect. Like you can go into it. It's still got a tiny bit of challenge. Like, yeah, Sweat Lord XX Unstrippable. Sorry, I used your name there, Jacob. Over here. Yeah. Exactly going to be like too pressed about like pro difficulty, but like your average like dude who plays this game for fun for 2 hours is like still going to have a tiny bit of challenge with pro, but then they're able to sit there and play the game however they want to play.
All right, I actually have kind of a hot take too. This should.
All right,
one second. I just want to throw one thing out there.
Actually, I lied. Let you finish your thing first.
No, this is super quick. There's a different idea that I like even more. Let us pick the difficulty for offline games. Why not?
Oh yeah, that's even better. Yeah, I like that too.
Take.
I would
not
just
love
that
difficulty.
Like,
of course, someone's gonna throw it on semi-pro and run through it, but like, who cares?
Yeah, but see that's not bad because if you put on Hall of Fame, then you get like the MT boost and everything. So it's like if you want to play on a harder thing, then get rewarded for it. But like, I don't like. I think we've all had. This is kind of leading into my hot take, but I think we've all had experiences where like offline is like, it's not hard because people are like, oh, if you can't beat the AI, like I don't know what to tell you. It's like. There's a difference between like beating the AI and then them putting you in a challenge where you need to get something, and then the AI is doing everything in their power to prevent you from like you're like, okay, get one block. Sure, no problem. That sounds easy. All of a sudden they're fading from half court. Like, and it's just like, okay, like you mean to tell me they're not programmed to like not letting me get a block right now?
Come on, bro. Exactly, man. You know, and I don't care what nobody says. The CPU's comp. I mean, they have half.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I got pinched the other day and blitzed, and I was like, no. I'm like, am I playing tie or am I playing AI? Like, this
I'm
is
surprised.
Like, dumb.
I'm surprised. Damn
Jazz, you already know how we feel
about
Rick Fox, man.
You hear me?
Shut up about Rick Fox.
Rick Fox, man. I just every time I hear Rick Fox, man, him and his or like his delectable hair, dude. Like he has the most perfect hair in the world.
Did you just call his hair delectable?
I did indeed. Yeah.
Why
absolutely.
are you so obsessed with this man's hair?
Are you serious? Have you seen this man in real life before?
Yeah,
dude,
I've seen his hair. I've seen him in shows and stuff. But
like my man will be out here crossing over in 2001 with just the drippiest hair. Like it looks like so moist for no reason. Like it looks like a bundt cake on his head.
Hello, this is the second week in a row I've been trying to ask Ludes a question for about 15 minutes, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm going to give you my take on your hot take. Do you know what I said? Do you remember what I said?
Not exactly.
Yeah,
we talked about it, but I just don't remember exactly what you said.
So for
you said good, bro, is what you told me. So, which is roughly what every person was saying to me. They're like, "This is the worst take of all time, dude. Just get better."
No,
I'm like, dude, you're such
take.
A weirdo, dude.
It's not
like, why do you want to sweat against the CPU, dude? Just like. It's a video game. Why do you have to sweat against a CPU? Go sweat against real life people.
I'm telling you, it drives me nuts. People have the biggest ego on this game, and I'm like, bro, it's a video game. Have fun. It's not meant to be serious 24/7. Like, you want to play comp? Play comp. If I'm just playing this game to have fun, like I'm telling you what, when I used to play, like people ask me all the time last year, they're like, why don't you do squad builds anymore? One, I was banned, so you know. But like, you know, I'm like, I can't even load up into unlimited without getting, you know, a full on 5 out, you know, the small forward on the 1, shooting guard on the 3, point guard on the 2.
Well, what
I'm
unlimited
getting
though,
double team left and right, blitz like over and over, and I'm using like Emerald like Bielitsa. Like why am I getting blitzed right now? You know what I mean? Like I'm like.
Unlimited is I think it's a competitive game mode because that's where the tournament is ran. Not to say,
but it's like, bro, not every game needs to be taken like it's like your life is on the line. Like,
but that's why
I'm gonna finish my sentence because I've got through half of it.
That's my bad. I did that this time.
I'm just gonna finish that sentence. My opinion is, most of it should be on pro because the problem now is most of it's on All Star, right? Most of it should be on pro. But for me, like the old school gamer in myself needs a like boss at the end. I don't mind. Like,
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
let's say if like clutch time offline, for example, if 60 games were on pro, 20 were on all-star, and then it went up to superstar half, that's fine. But yeah, for me, like, a sense of achievement still means something in a video game to me. I don't know, like, anything that I just run through, I feel like that's more boring than it being any level of challenging. But I don't
I feel a lot better about
games...
saying my hot take now. Yeah, I think you just helped me so much now without having to worry about getting completely flamed. So if I'm gonna get yelled at, we're both gonna get yelled at now. So
I know I'm getting screwed out in the premiere.
All right, so you guys remember the Taco Fall spotlights, right?
Yeah.
Best challenges you
Gauntlets.
guys ever implemented, and that's the kind of stuff
You are tripping.
Yes,
Oh my
that is how
God.
it should be. I'm not trying to play the same team 5 times over and over and over again. I want to break my controller once a game, but at the end get rewarded with a card, lock in all those cards, and get the main reward. But I want to like lose my mind playing these challenges. That's how it should be. Like
They were a
should
little
end
intense,
right when you
but I
complete
agree.
it. But
well,
that
like
is how
Luz
it should
said,
be. Like,
besides the specific challenges that are designed to be difficult, like
which is what I'm saying. I agree.
Yeah.
Where like the
Those are
random
great.
challenges, like the moments of the week and stuff, those should be on pro. But if you're gonna put like spotlight challenges in the game or whatever, like I would so much rather you put me into a 12-minute quarter game or whatever, have these insane requirements, and when I hit it, the game ends. I get my stuff, I get my card, boom, I'm good to go.
But here's
I
the
would
thing:
so
a
much
lot of
rather
those
that.
were on pro, though.
I'm not mad at that.
No, I know, but like,
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't matter
Sometimes-
what difficulty some of them
I
were
was gonna
on.
No,
say
yeah, it
it's
didn't
not
matter
the
at all.
difficulty that
No.
matters. It's more like, hey, you're going up against a full lineup of invincibles and you have to use golds. Like
I
I
guess-
personally like that because it was so much more annoying that it was like, all right, like I have to pay attention. The time goes by a little bit faster because like I'm sweating the AI. You know what I mean? I like that more than sitting here and it's like, okay, get 2 blocks with your center. I get those 2 blocks and now I'm playing a full 6-minute quarter game. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to do that. Like,
I
who
guess what
thinks
I
about that?
was saying, it sounded like I was trying to correct you or argue with you. But what I'm saying is like, dude, those were on pro and those still sucked. Like they were so hard.
Yeah.
Like still.
The
So it's like,
requirements were nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess I'm
interesting,
mainly talking about triple threat offline because I find no reason that we should have to play 150 games on all-star difficulty with that cracked out CPU that will shoot 85% contested.
Online is a certified disaster right now. Like I said, I haven't approached 2K with much because there's a lot of people that do that. And we're going to talk about that later in the podcast, by the way. I'm going to talk about people who have influence and how to actually go about getting change in this game because that conversation is long overdue. But either way, the first thing that I brought up is TT Offline. I just said, guys, make it exactly like co-op, make it exactly like Unlimited. Give us a centerpiece after 100 games, 150 games, and then the rest of it. Like for me, not for everyone, difficulty isn't the problem. The monotony of doing it is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. One of the most brutal gaming experiences I've had is playing 40 triple threat offline games a day for 8 days.
It's rough.
But see, Jazz, I want to say something about that. That's literally how I felt with co-op. Like I wanted to grind the game mode. I did not want to sit there and throw backdoors to you the entire grind. That would
the
I would have lost my mind.
they put that on a secret difficulty. I don't care what anybody says. That AI is way too cracked and
No.
like,
I'm not arguing how the AI plays. I'm just saying, like Jazz, like I would do things like I want to do step backs and fade threes sometimes. He's like, just throw the passes there every time. And I'm
because you missed every shot, bro. Like,
oh what? Oh what?
I know you were
wanna
having fun. I was standing there.
I don't like you said monotonous. I don't want to throw that. I don't want to sit there and watch you post up with Diamond Mark Williams the whole.
I'm getting boxed by Rick Fox
Okay,
and you're shooting
look.
faders from the logo. It was a shit.
That's kind of the point that I wanted to clear up because I think when I usually bring this pro difficulty thing up, people are usually thinking it's coming from a place of like being trash at the game. Like it's, oh dude, All-Star's not really that hard. Like I don't understand why you want to lower it. It's not that All-Star is difficult, right? It may be difficult for newer players, but what it is restrictive. Like if you play all those games on higher difficulties, it restricts the way that you're able to play the game and still succeed. You kind of have to start not necessarily doing exploits because they aren't basketball moves. I forgot that was the other thing I wanted to clear up too, but I'm not even going to go on that tangent. It's going to take too long. But like, it's restrictive in how that you, the player, are able to play the game and still succeed when it's on those higher difficulties. Because you kind of almost have to do backdoor cuts, post moves, stuff like that. But you're not able to play the way that you would normally play in certain aspects. And I think you can do that on pro.
The thing is, there's no, for me, there feels like no difference between All-Star and not. Like pro to All-Star, there feels like a massive difference. Like that one jump feels huge.
I
And
feel like
don't
Hoff
feel
is
anything
easier
after
than
that.
All-Star. I'm going to say that right now. I really do. Because the CPUs, like shooting sliders, must be turned down on Hoff because they actually miss shots on Hoff. On All-Star, I swear they do not miss shots.
This may be like a little bit of a hot take again, I guess, but like I do agree, like clutch time offline and everything, like like that all gets a little bit annoying and everything, but like I don't know, like a normal triple threat, I feel like all you literally have to do is run to the 3-point line, do a pullback, and you're gonna get open every single time. Like that may just be me, and I understand like the average player is not gonna know how to spam it like over and over and over again or whatever. But like to me, like whether it's on All-Star, Hall of Fame, whatever, like I fly through the games, but I do still agree with you where like it's still pointless to be like,
It's just the monotony,
you're almost there, let's make it annoying. Like why? Like just
That's why
the AI.
And you hit that when you're already burnt out as well. That's the thing. Like you've already been doing this for days and days.
Yeah, and you're more annoyed now because now you're like, all right, I just want to get done. And now the AI is like blitzing you, like, you know, they're doing all this different stuff to you. Like I even had it the other day where they double teamed me at half court in a triple threat game, and I'm like, bro, like what is going on here? Like how am I getting double teamed in a casual triple threat game? Like it just
sometimes they double team the wrong player. Like freaking Jalen Brunson, let's say I'm using him, he has 20 points, hasn't missed a shot. I'm trying to get the ball to let's say Tatum, gold Tatum. Why the hell are you double teaming? He has 0 points. Why are you double teaming him?
They know what you're doing.
They
know what you're doing.
I'm like, yo, bro, you serious right now? Like you know I'm trying to throw this pass. You gonna double team me? Now I'm in a jump ball animation because you want to like relax.
The CPU has perfected our meta. They know what we're about to do before we do it. Again, I'm surprised that the CPU has not flash paused me yet at this point. I'm so serious about this. All right, I'm dead serious. Listen, if it wasn't for the illustrious Quick Point 2 Magic Playbook, I wouldn't have got through the gauntlets. I wouldn't get through a lot of the offline stuff I'm doing today. Hell, I wouldn't even get through most of the regular grind. Not to mention, we are getting shades of the gauntlets right now, which all of you, we've not even discussed this part. What about the Steven Adams challenge that has happened this week with the 25 threes, which is incredibly impossible with, what does he have? What, a 25 three ball?
40.
That's insane.
Can I actually promo like not my own video, but can I promo somebody's video that's actually like a really good video? That like you wouldn't really expect. It's for that Steven Adams. Carlo's video, I gotta give him credit. That was like actually one of the most creative things like I saw when it came to actually completing this. Where he basically said put a player with Hall of Fame floor general, and then what was the other one?
Hoff-Dimer.
Yeah, it was Hoff-Dimer and Hoff floor general. Yeah, and you flash you to the corner, and then it's like super easy to green, I guess, like on semi-pro. So I'm like, that's actually like a really good tip that I didn't even think of. Like normally I'm the guy that like breaks the AI offline and knows what to do. Like, but like I didn't.
What do you guys think about people being really angry about the Steven Adams Evo?
I mean, whatever, just don't do it.
That's my thing, is that if you're going to be mad, just don't do it. Like, the 1500 XP really is not going to matter.
Why do you need
you know what I mean? Like,
or just buy the card.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Everyone who I watch do it isn't even using Steven Adams. Like, dude, these Evos have been bad since the beginning of time. Like, this isn't new, dude. They've always been like this.
Well, if we're being honest,
Evo wins shouldn't be. It shouldn't be hard. Like, it should be.
I don't think it should be hard, but I don't think it should be super easy either. Because
no. I'm agreeing with. I agree with you. I'm saying like it shouldn't be super because like you got to think about it. If you Evo in a card that can't shoot and he's not the full version of the, you gotta like Jazz says, like the big boss at the end of that. Like you kind of have to still get there to get like, because if you want to, let's say you pulled Adams like off an MT pack, and if you really that pressed to make the MT or whatever. It shouldn't just be super easy, but at the same time, I think it is kind of ridiculous that he has a 40 ball. How much threes they wanted from him? Like 150?
40.
No, like 20 something. 20 25.
I think it was 25 and it was a 43 ball. But my thing that I like about it is that
it's a 25 three ball. I want to clarify that.
It is a 25 three ball.
Quite literal lowest that it could possibly be. It cannot go lower than that.
That's
but
crazy.
Did you guys see though how much the first one sold for? That's why I like when they do Evos like this. Now, as much as it's annoying, the first one sold for like 300K or whatever. Like, in my opinion, like that's why I feel like you have to make Evos like this, because Evos aren't meant for guys that open packs every week. You know what I mean? They're not meant for people that are no money, or I'm sorry, that like spend money on other things. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's for the people that like are like, hey, I need to make MT. Like I have no money spent. I want to, you know, find a way to make MT. It's like, okay, they scoop up atoms as a ruby or whatever it is. Then they figure out this method. Okay, maybe I flash you to the corner over and over again. Boom, their card sells for 300K. Like that's like,
and both groups need each other. Both groups need each other because if you don't have the guys,
and I agree with that. I 100% agree.
And I'm building off what you said. Yeah, like both guys need each other because if you're that guy who just wants to buy the card and do the challenge, cool. You still need the guys out there who's willing to do the challenge that those cards exist in the market. So if you don't have one, you don't have the other.
The market is heinous this year anyway.
A Dwight Howard with exactly the same requirements next week might be one of the biggest L's they've ever taken.
I just want Dwight Howard into the game, dude. I think he'll be good.
Call me crazy. I was gonna say I don't even think they can. Like I'm sure they have to still have his rights, right?
He's on the all-star. He's on the all-time team, which I just checked today after the whole Taiwan thing. I thought maybe since he was out of the league, he wouldn't be. But no, he's in the game. You can search for in the auction.
I don't know if they would be able to drop it as like a moments card because
I was gonna say I don't think he gets a moments card, but there's no way we don't get like a Magic Dwight card or like a
Evo glitch.
Glitch, yeah.
I want to bring the accurate rosters from the CBL in. That's what we're saying. Cool, bet. All right, sick. Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
What you want to say, man?
No, nothing. Nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing.
All right, I got some specific questions then. Let's move it on. Ludes, let's talk about RNG first.
Oh, good lord. Okay.
Oh boy.
So, like I said, you've lost half your content now because you can't complain about RNG anymore. If you start getting packed,
first off, dude. Okay, I do not make complaint videos at this rate. All right. Okay, I make like one every once in a while. I have toned down my complaining content quite a bit, mainly because, let's be real, the people who watch complaining content are nasty.
that's another topic that's coming up in a bit. Yeah,
I feel singled out here because I think my favorite YouTube subgenre of MyTeam is complaint videos. I don't know if I thrive off negativity or birds of a feather flock together. I don't know what it is, but nothing gets me going like a good video of someone just laying into 2K. Even if I disagree with them, I just love to hear the passion. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to rant videos, though, I feel like, and this is not a shot at anybody directly, I'm just saying, like, I feel like some people make it just for the view aspect. They don't actually
100%. I did it when I started.
You know what I mean? Like, some people just don't even know what they're complaining about. They're just making a video to, like, you know, get some clicks for the day and, you know, call it a day. Like, you know what I mean? But like,
see, I think
I'll be dead serious in my rant.
I put heart into mine. I'm out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like most of it though is justified because I think like there is a lot to, like I said, to like complain about. But again, I do think that some people just say things. Like sometimes I'll watch them and then people say stuff and I'm like, what? Like I'm like, what do you even know what you're complaining about? They're just saying.
Can I give you?
I don't know. I have a whole rant video about how anybody who drives a Chevy Malibu is a garbage person.
So happy I got the Impala.
I feel like that's got to be directed at somebody that you know.
It's directed at people who drive Chevy Malibus because they're the worst drive. Nissan Altima, Chevy Malibu. That's just a
random car to pick. That had to start with
no, that's not a random car.
No, he's got a whole tier list for this. He's got a tier list for the worst driving car, like the worst. I don't know. You know the word of it better.
I have a whole tier list on like the worst drivers. Period. By car.
I gotta look up my. I gotta find my car on there now.
Yeah, unless you drive a Buick Lucerne or a Nissan Altima, you're good probably.
What about a Subaru?
Oh, they're in like C tier. They're just like
in the UK. They're in the bin. Like, they are the worst drivers in the UK.
They're too busy filling up their vapes and stuff most of the time, so they're fine on the road.
Out here, it's the dudes in Infinities and BMWs, like or Audis. Like the dudes out here in Brooklyn, man. It be the young guys too. They just be.
It's because you live in the most congested city of all time.
Where do Jaguar drivers fit into that? I just wanted to flex.
We don't have those here. Nobody drives those here.
I like the flex. Let's go.
Just wanted to flex. I don't even care what the answer is. I want to talk about negativity real quick because we were just talking about like negative content, right? I feel like there's two different forms of negative in this community at the moment. There's people who are like balanced people saying negative things about the game, right? The opinions, negative opinions, constructive criticism, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got this kind of proper subsection of like gremlins who are just like negative, jaded, like
90% of the people that respond to the MyTeam page. Yeah.
There is a cool. I'm going
Talking about some L drops. Like, get out of
Let
here.
me finish. I'm going to give you the example of how crazy this can get sometimes, right? I did a video on DBG's channel, like I said, this week. And someone left a comment saying, Jazz be shilling. That was the comment, right? That I was shilling for 2K. In a video where I said the following sentence: the gameplay is so bad this year that it's the first time ever that I will walk away from this game when I'm up because I just need to get away from it. And that was called shilling for 2K. Like, there is a corner of this community that I don't like. At this point, it does not matter what you say, how you say it, how brutal you are about this game. It's never going to be enough negative to satisfy their cravings.
Do you think that maybe he said you were chilling?
No, because I wasn't
Imagine
chilling.
this
I
whole
wasn't- I
time
wasn't
it was
in the back with
autocorrect,
DBG. I was
and you're
not
like
chilling.
laying into this guy, and he was just like, "No, I meant to say you're a chill dude." No.
So he actually
Ah, that'd
came.
be funny.
This particular dude actually came up after me on Twitter for something similar. Like, he was like, "You're not being tough enough on
Never
this,
mind.
and you're not being tough enough on that." So I blocked him, and I found him in. I roasted the hell out of him, by the way, like in the comments. But there is this corner. I see it. Like, I've seen it with people who have been quite balanced in the past as well. Like, they're suddenly turning very, very negative. But it's a negative disposition. It's not even about the game. Like, they will pan everything. Like, it seems like their request is I want an entirely new game catered for me, or I'm just going to pan it all year.
I mean, it's a polarizing gameplay shift that we've gotten this year. I mean, for sure, 2K's been the same pretty much from a gameplay perspective for the last like 4 years. 2K19 and 20 had a bit of a difference to it, but like,
Do you mean gameplay
20
specifically?
yeah, I mean, I'm talking about gameplay, but also
Yeah.
content structure to the certain. I mean, it's completely different than 21, 20, 22. I mean, everything is completely different. So
It's the biggest changeover in a year to year.
anybody who
Outside,
fell in
unless
love
you
with
count
those
current to
experiences.
next gen, like current to next gen 21, like those were two completely different games. But
That
like
wasn't so much them though. Like that. Like, that's just the fact that there was two new consoles.
two consoles,
You know
you're
what I mean?
right.
Like,
That's not like the gameplay structure was changed in like the actual like process
Yeah.
of the year. of
That was
MyTeam.
one year that
So-
I defended them, and again, like I agree, like Jazz, like you can't say anything. Like if you say anything positive, you're immediately a sellout. Like it doesn't matter what you're saying, because like that year, I didn't like it at all. I hated the gameplay. I think the only good like spot in that year was next gen before before the 250K tournament, because as soon as that tournament ended, they stopped caring about current gen, and then they started touching next gen, and the game got so much worse. But like, that game was one game that I don't blame them for it being as bad, because like they had to manage 2 whole games at the same time and make sure like the cards worked for both games. And it's like you had a badge system that like it was split, you know what I mean? So like that is one year that I think, you know, they definitely get a pass on.
I feel
feel
like 20 to 21 was a bigger like shift in terms of content. Like, we got seasons for the first time, we got XP for the first time. I felt like that was a way bigger shift than this year.
I don't know. I think it's combined with the gameplay shift though, because we went from 3 hunting being complete meta for 3 years into interior play and rim running. Really, I mean, rim running was definitely there.
I think the 3 hunting is coming back though already, because now that, like I said, I maybe Josh, maybe we were right in the beginning where like maybe they didn't hotfix it. I think another thing it could be honestly is that 1, the cards are getting better, and 2, like people are just getting used to the game. You know, like in the beginning, you know, I was learning a new game like everybody else, you know, so like I was greening here and there, but it was a little inconsistent. Now, like I could green a fade and not even be paying attention to the game. You know what I mean? So
you
like,
know,
also the
earlier
videos,
I was
the
literally
tips
like, I'm going to
videos.
ask Ludez a question. Ask the question. I still haven't asked it. I was doing that video, and DBG said the only way to score in this game is rim running and mashing, and 3 hunting isn't a thing. Do you guys agree?
No, because
The
Tim Thomas and
easiest way
Ricky
to
Davis
score is
came
rim
out.
running. I think that's the difference.
It's
The
that
easiest
simple.
way to score is rim running. That's what the difference is. You can 3 hunt, but you got to be really damn good at it.
Do you think
Yeah,
you can 3
Yeah,
hunt outside of,
I don't know. When I
Tim
say
and
3 hunt,
Ricky?
I guess I'm not talking about like running off a screen and quick stopping and everything, because I think that like that's like extremely hard. I mean, I know you can't quick stop this year, but like my thing is like guys like, you know, Donovan Mitchell or whatever. It's like if people just play like hard off ball and they just basically leave your guy the entire game, like if you can't shoot on that, like I don't know, I don't know.
You
maybe
can just
not
do a
as good at the
backwards
game.
escape. Yeah, I mean, someone off ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like you do a pullback and then you're open like every time. So it's like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know,
one
to
thing.
me,
The idea of like 3 hunting, I feel like, or like the words behind it, I feel like I thought everyone was kind of on the same page with it until like pretty recently, because like people were talking about 3 hunting. Someone said in my chat, say Kyle Korver's the best 3 hunter in the game. Like, I don't know if people realize when people say 3 hunt, they don't just mean shooting threes. They mean
that's what I mean.
hunting for the 3. The hunting part is
Getting
what you
open,
need the sticks for. The
Yeah, I just mean getting open. Doesn't really matter.
Like, I
how
don't
you do
care
it.
if there's more than 15 seconds left on the clock, or not even 50. If there's more than 10 seconds left on the clock, and I have an open dunk, I won't even take it. I'll like rework the offense and just try to go back for a 3, and then it's like if I don't get open, then I'm like, all right, and then I'll go.
Yeah, like with a Tim Thomas,
Yeah.
I think 3 hunting, like this is the sign that 3 hunting isn't dead in the game mode. It's just a matter of the animations you get. Like with Tim Thomas, for the life of me, I can't guard him. If somebody really good's playing the game, I throw every defender I got. I'm switching every. It's really hard to do. It's really hard to stop. So I feel like 3 hunting is something that you can still do in the game. It's just not meta because it's not easy to do. And I feel like that's mainly what meta is.
I'm
That being said-
frustrated with it because I know how much fun I'd be having with Tim Thomas right now. I am frustrated, but I'm not gonna lie. I can't get that
Well,
card.
you don't want to pay $3 million for DeMar DeRozan?
I mean,
Well,
yeah, his price has doubled.
If
last
there's
week.
anyone even left, dude. I mean, there hasn't even been DeMar DeRozan's on the market for the last like 24
Yeah, I
hours.
saw one yesterday, and it was literally going for like 3.2 mil.
I
well,
don't
there's
really
going to
feel
be
like they're
super packs
gatekeeping the fun.
soon. The super
Dude,
packs will be soon. But Ricky Davis is just as good.
Oh,
He's right there. Like he
is
3
right
hunt
there.
too.
I
He can
agree with
3
you.
hunt
Again,
like a
it's the
loaf of
value
it.
aspect. Yeah, he's just as good because you're not paying 4 million MT for it. You're paying, you're paying what? I don't even know how much Ricky Davis is. Like maybe 400K at most.
Yeah,
I
he's
swear
like
he
4 or
he
5.
does
Yeah.
most of the same stuff, like the Asta slide that Tim Thomas gets, which some people use. I spam the shit out of it. I don't know, it's kind of a park thing, but like he's got the fake Asta with the Lucas step back. He's got the same fade. They both got the normal fade. Jump shot is like a touch slower, but it's still the second fastest shot in the game, and it's actually easier to time. So I think like and the
Interesting.
Paul George escape, in my opinion, is better than John Wall for crabbing. So like I honestly think that like Ricky Davis and Tim Thomas as 3 hunters are neck and neck. Tim Thomas edges him out because he's taller, better defender, better dunker, etc.
I
But
don't even
like,
think Tim Thomas is that good a defender though.
Oh no, he's
sits.
cracked.
Yeah,
He's
he
cracked.
sits. He
It's
sits.
the
I mean,
CPU.
he's not like Ron Artest or Jimmy Butler level, but he's 6'10", so he can switch. So you can X
I
switch him
attack
onto-
him.
He has
you
those
can
CPU
X-switch him.
animations, dude. If somebody's off balling you with Tim Thomas, like he will get stops. Like it doesn't matter. Like I know off ball we can all score on it, but like Tim Thomas has animations. Obviously, we can't see those animations on the database, so nobody knows what they are. But he has them. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Well,
It's
they
interesting
are,
hearing
they
you
are
guys.
there, Luz. The motion style is listed now. The motion style is the defensive stance. But
that
there's
what that
other
is?
stuff. Yeah, the motion
Yeah,
style
like the
is
blocks
what-
and steal animations
because I
are
didn't notice
different,
that
though.
before. Was that
Yeah,
always there?
exactly. There's more to it, but the defensive stance is the motion style. So if you go look at it, there's like a few named after specific individual players, and almost everybody has base. And like you can visually tell. I've noticed it most with the players who have the elite motion style. It's like Clay, Jimmy Butler. You can visually tell because when they're running back on the court after a made bucket, they put their arms out like that. So like that's what that's tied to. Apparently,
that
motion
Kawhi
style when they
Leonard thing.
first brought it into the game, they said that it was for stuff like Steve Nash licking his fingertips, bringing the ball up the floor and stuff. So I think that's tied into it too. Or they
That's
just
so
lied about that.
unsanitary, Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie. Like when you're like, yeah, I don't know about that.
He wouldn't have been allowed in the bubble for sure. No.
No. Typically, you're not
Yeah,
allowed
they
to
would've
lick
been
your
like-
fingertips. My man's throwing
Yeah.
spitball passes out here.
Guys, I got a few more topics to cover from the community. Actually, I've got one more from me, but I want to roast someone real quick. Can we talk about something real quick? I actually
Oh,
want to
man.
roast a creator in our community really quickly. I was in Evan Tanaka's stream a week ago.
Oh God, yep.
We need to put this out there because this is just wrong on so many levels. His favorite meal, he said this very proudly in his stream. His favorite meal is a bowl of cheddar cheese on its own,
Like
With a-
shredded, not melted. Just want to
shredded,
clarify.
yeah, with a chocolate
Like, just to
milkshake
eat-
on the side. Can we talk about that for a minute?
That just sounds
Why?
like a lot.
That'll
of
give you bubble guts. I just don't
It's
trust
like-
that
Fine,
personally.
To be fair, I still like Jacob. I'm sure I hope to God you agree with this because I'm sure you know what I'm about to say. Chandler is still the worst. Okay, Chandler
Yes.
eating spaghetti and meatballs
milk.
or just spaghetti with milk is still the weirdest combination I've ever
Spaghetti
seen
and
in my life.
milk.
Yeah,
He
I
posts it on
know.
Twitter every week.
It's like
This is-
spaghetti, meat
Community.
sauce, and milk. It drives me nuts, and it's like I give him
People
credit.
call everyone a
Puts
like
the
a
milk
2K
in the
show.
spaghetti.
Wait,
Not
what?
in it, but
eats
he-
it with it.
Oh.
Like
Oh, I
It's
was
just-
a.
Oh, I thought that's
it
what
doesn't
you meant.
matter. Even if it's on
Evan
the
does the
side,
same
it's
thing,
still,
bro.
like,
Evan has
no.
spaghetti on its own with milk on the side.
That's so weird. Like, dude, I can't.
I just feel like we're really glancing over the fact that somebody's eating handfuls of just shredded, unmelted cheddar cheese. Like, I feel like I
I'll
can't get
take
past
the
that.
cheese. I will take the cheese over the spaghetti and milk. Like,
Guys, this
it's
isn't
weird.
something he
but,
eats.
like,
This is his
I'm a
favorite
cheese
meal.
fiend too, so I can't even hate that much. What I would recommend for him to do is to get the cheese slices rather than like shredded, because
Yeah,
like
I do
it's
that. I
kind of
like
weird.
Forgiven
but,
tips.
like,
We're making
You know.
alternatives for that meal. Are we serious right now?
Bro, it's not a meal. It's a snack. Like, you've never eaten a slice of cheese before. Like, you never.
No.
Like,
What I would do, the most I would do, let's say I'm about to make my eggs, or I'm about to make my omelet. I'm cooking. I'll get a little handful, just not eating a meal though. I just do a little.
Yeah, okay. You know what? No, that's fair. Going out of your way to fill up an entire bowl and then being like, I'm having a snack. What are you eating? A bowl of cheddar cheese? Like, that's a little weird.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
stop
I
talking
put
about
that out
eggs
there
before
and,
PETA throws a bucket of blood on me when I walk outside.
Evan, I almost unfollowed you on Twitter just now. What did we
Wait,
do?
I can't believe I put that out there and Jacob gave him advice on how to do the same thing slightly differently. Like, that
Yeah, I
is-
know. Jacob's
I
like,
don't
yo,
think
you got to
you'll
go to
avoid
Trader
the
Joe's
judgment.
and you get the
Yeah.
almond milk style shreds. And then
Goat cheese.
I just
You
try
can
to
do, if it's
avoid
goat cheese,
avoid
that's valid.
judgment.
Goat cheese is pretty good.
Because I
And now
love
you
cheese
lost me.
too.
No,
Cheese
you
is like
lost me.
cheese is incredible. Like
Goat cheese is pretty good.
I
Honestly,
will have
The-
cheese with almost anything. Like mac and cheese is
Well, yeah, we need to turn off our Midwest brain though.
cheeseburgers, like all of that. Yeah, I don't know. I just love cheese. Pepper jack cheese. Oh my
Pepper
god.
jack on a
Pepper
nice
jack cheese
Sausalito.
slaps. I don't care. That's still my favorite too.
Pepper jack cheese on a
Yeah.
nice Sausalito roll from the.
I'm
deli.
glad that we have a cheese section in this episode. That's good. That's what everyone's been clamoring for. I'm sure
And it is
everyone in the
better than the
comments
beans
like,
one.
can you guys rank cheeses, please? Like, don't talk about my
I
team.
really wish that we had like there was some way to get like a video of like 2K's reaction when they watch this, and they're like, "Wow, they're making some pretty good point," and they're talking about cheese. Like,
Yeah, we did talk about a playable era corner earlier as well. So it's not been our finest. Not been our
I'll stand
finest
firm on
podcast.
that is true. Yeah, they probably turned it off at that point. Let's be honest. They're like, and they're talking about a bowl of mashed potatoes.
No. What they did is they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll put that in park, dude.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. If they,
Um,
actually, I want to say this too because I didn't say this the last time I was on here, and again, I feel like 2K does deserve credit when credit is due. And one huge thing that I think is a massive W that they did is that like last year, all we talked about was really like how how unfair it was that like you could earn boxes in park, but you couldn't in MyTeam, and then they switched that and gave you like opportunities to get like
Yeah, that's a big
boxes
point.
now in MyTeam. So like, yeah, I want to put that out there. Some
I
positive
want to
vibes.
say, I
So,
want to say something. I really feel this, and this was my hot take, and I don't know how you feel about this, but these ferocious packs and these packs in unlimited, I think they need to replace that and put VC instead of that. We need 198,000, 99,000
open
instead of that,
packs.
in my opinion, huh?
You just want to open.
No,
that.
but that way you can select
No.
which packs you
No,
want.
I
it's
like that
100%.
because
Ferocious packs-
then
Aren't great.
Okay.
Like Draymond's in
No.
there as a pink diamond. So
I'd
like
rather they update the
If
box.
anything, do pioneers if that's the case. My point is
No.
this: there's people that want to rip packs, and it's not because I rip packs. No, forget about me. All right, forget about Mojo. No, forget about all that. There's people that want to rip, and they don't want a ferocious box. Let them choose what they want to rip. That's my point. That's
So
my take.
I wouldn't have reacted to that because I don't think it's a hot take. I think it makes sense. Like if you
Oh,
get the
okay.
VC
yeah, I was
at the
gonna
end
say
of
that's
it,
actually a really good take.
you just get to
Oh,
open
yeah.
the box from that week
And
instead of the
here's another
boxes.
benefit to that as well from 2K's side
Mhm.
is you can entice people who are in the park community to
Yeah.
come play my
that's exactly
team
what
because
I
you
was
get a bunch of VC, which you could go back to park with.
Exactly.
So it works both ways. So it's
Yeah.
actually a super good idea. So they should definitely do
It's
that.
also something that Matt
Mhm.
said last week. He said that there's a lot of VC available in park, but there's not a huge amount of VC available in my team outside of
At all.
2K TV.
I don't think there is. There isn't any VC available. Like you
no,
get.
you can't earn VC in my team. You just
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
true. That is true. There is none apart from
DFS just
2K.
popped up in the chat to remind us he's on 2K TV.
Yeah.
and
There it
he has all
is.
the answers.
There
Mo-
it is.
Moses watching, he could remind us this week. Right, I got 4 more topics for us, 3 by the community, but one from me first. What's everyone's thoughts on the drama regarding my team creators making other content?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I didn't know we were actually going to talk about this. Oh, I'm so
course, it's what we
stoked.
do.
Am I? Hold on. Is there a limit on what I could say here?
No.
Okay.
Are you talking
Because
about other
I want to
content?
put out one thing. there's a lot of people in that are switching to my league, which I like. I did it too myself because you know what, my league is, I think, the best way to grow on 2K as of right now, right?
It's
and
also
a lot
just
of people
fun.
look at it. Right, but a lot of people look at it as like a copycat sort of thing or whatever. And the thing that bothers me, right, is like a lot of these creators that are doing this, they're immediately attacking each other. And we've all seen it. We all saw the Twitter drama. It happened like 2 days in a row or whatever. Everybody just started attacking each other, being like, oh, they're copying me. They're doing this. They're doing this. And it's like, okay, 99.9% of these My League videos are all stemming from King of the Fourth Quarter, Click Production, Six Rings of Steel.
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't get that narrative at all. You're 100% right. I did not understand that I'm being copied after this content's been
like,
also, I don't understand. YouTube is all
stemmed,
copying.
It
it's
all,
quite
but like
literally.
my point is that it
Copy and
all
paste.
stemmed from one channel anyway. So like one, like I don't think anybody should try to claim credit. Like you're not the first person to be like, oh, what if I switch this person onto this team? Like, you know what I mean? Like that whole idea, like you may be the first person to put like, you know, X on Y, but like that idea has always been done. It's always been an interesting thing. And your idea versus like, you know, say my idea are going to be two separate things. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
we may start with the same idea, but maybe I want to build the team one way, you want to build a team another way. And hey, maybe it works better for you. Maybe it works better for me, but it's two different ideas. And it's like, I don't know. That's like, I feel like a big issue with a lot of the upcoming creators that have been in the MyTeam community over the last couple of years is that like a lot of it is, you know, me, and not like, hey, let's grow together. You know, when my channel first grew up and everything, it was me, HTV, Denver, YBC, Mose, and it was collab. It wasn't, oh wow,
Look
you
at the
uploaded this,
video
man,
you're
you're
on,
stealing
dude.
my
It still
views.
works.
Like
this is just
You know
one
what I
big
mean?
collab. Yeah, go on, Josh.
But that's my point, is that a lot of it is everybody attacking each other. So like, you know, I think it's a great thing that everybody's switching and, you know, growing onto different things. You know what I mean? Like it's dumb to like attack somebody for wanting to do something that they enjoy. You know, that's all I'm gonna say.
I just speaking of my league, I want to give a quick shout out to my fellow Knicks fan, Med. Yo, shout out to Med. Keep doing what you're doing on your channel, bro.
Is killing it.
Man,
Man,
He's
they
really
do
that
it,
man.
Ever since y'all introduced me to Med, it's just like he's it. I
Yeah,
think
if
what
you
did
want
it
Med back on the podcast, just leave a comment.
what sealed. Yeah, I want Med back on the podcast.
Yeah, it was a long
deal for
overdue.
me. What sealed the deal for me with Med? He's a Knicks fan, so he understands my pain. He understands me. None of you here understand me, but Med, he gets me.
Yeah, he grieves with you over that franchise. Yeah,
I kind of like to
know
speak
the-
on this a little bit too myself. Like, there's some sort of weird sort of like attempt to shame creators chasing views, but a lot of creators, this is their full-time job and they're paid off of views. So like, if someone's doing something for views, barring it's not unethical, so what? They're trying to get money. Who cares? That's what we need. We need money to survive. We need money to buy equipment to make content with. We need money to put food in our fridges. Like, if someone's doing something for views, like, so what if it isn't like
Dudes act like they're the true
favorite-
artists
should be
on
encouraged.
yeah,
YouTube.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
That
like,
was my point, is that there's too many
pinnacle,
people
like-
that are they're too like, oh my god, your video, you posted something somewhat to mine, you didn't shout me out. Like, bro, like a shout out really, like, I don't think people understand that shout outs don't do what they think they're gonna do. Like, I collabed with Cash in 2K20 and I maybe gained like 100 subs off the shout out, which like you may be like, wow, that's a lot, but it's like, in theory, I got shouted out by somebody with like 3 million subs. It's like, people most likely aren't going to check out your channel. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the truth of it. You know what I mean?
And this,
like,
this kind of thing is like it's definitely like overrated, like what you can actually get from somebody else. Like, if you're not making the content yourself, like, you're not gonna grow. Like, if you're actually like maybe like featured in someone's like actual series, like for instance, let's say
Well, they can see
like,
you.
yeah, like when I was
And
doing the
hear you.
podcast with DBG on his channel, like, yes, that was a lot of growth for me because like I was featured on his channel consistently. Like, one shout out ain't gonna do nothing. But
that's my point. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And
I mean,
another thing I wanted-
you've seen it from streaming. Sorry, just really quickly. You've seen it from streaming. People will come into your chat and be like, hey, like, raid me when you're done. It's like, okay, you saying that one is just going to put me off from even trying to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And two, like, even if you say like, okay, you know what? Fine. I raid you for 100 people, right? I guarantee you like 98 of those people are going to leave. And then those two people are probably just tabbed and not paying attention. You know what I mean? And then they're going to leave too.
I mean, I've done like
it's not gonna
10
do what you
streams in my
think.
life. I've done probably 10 streams in my life on Twitch on 2K. and I've got like 500 followers that exclusively came from a raid from JD. And a
Yes.
raid from
Yeah.
GBG.
Streamer Jazz has entered the conversation,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
my
As
whole
with my
point is
YouTube
that
channel, it's
peop-
literally built off other people. Like,
Yeah, and even if people do come in and follow, like that's like it's just the truth about especially like Twitch right now is that like it's a lot harder to grow now. Like I don't think people understand. Like you can come in, you can open packs. Like yeah, you may be popping off with views like when those packs are out, but like they're all gonna leave when you stop opening packs, and they're not gonna come back until you either start opening packs again or like somebody else's favorite creator is live. You know what I mean? Like if it's just the truth. Like the same people get the same amount of views. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's people prefer them, and that's why it's like I feel like it's harder to grow. Like that's why like Mojo, I like what you do because like you don't just open packs. Like you're into MyTeam. Like you know what I mean? Like you're not just
Right.
oh I'm gonna open packs. All right, see ya. Like you're like hey I open packs, cool. Let's play the mode, hang out, have fun, and like that's why people like like that's why I enjoy watching you too because it's not just oh hey I'm here to build on the hype and then all right see you. Like it's I feel like there's two different people.
I want to say
Thank
one
you.
thing too as well, and I agree with that entirely. Like Mojo's pack opening, his Friday streams are great, all. But nevertheless, I seen someone say something on Twitter, and I think they eventually said they were trolling. So I don't want to press the issue too hard, but I just found the tweet that says verbatim, "It's because who's ever losing viewers' content stinks, dog. When they make the same video for
God damn
four."
it, I got to put a bleep into the podcast.
Sorry, Jazz. I'm reading it verbatim. I couldn't.
That's the
process it
second
fast
bleep
enough.
where
No, you should never told us because if I heard
Nevertheless.
it again, off guard, I'd have been so weak. Like the first time you did it, I almost pissed off.
Okay, but nevertheless, let me just say one thing about this. So, like,
Yeah.
the people on the outside looking in on MyTeam content might not realize this, but that makes no sense. It's not people losing content or losing viewers to then have to go to my league because they're making the same videos or because they don't have a good personality. No, MyTeam has some of the best creators out of any gaming genre in the world. The top two players, Splash and Ty, both make consistent content. Where else can you find a game where the top two players are making consistent content? We've got guys like DBG who have uploaded 8 videos a day who fill that niche. We have new guys coming up like SP making new content. I don't want to hear that MyTeam creators are the reason why the game has less views right now when it's very obvious that it's a heave and flow every single year. The game will pick up steam every March. And if people aren't playing the game, they're not going to watch content centered around it. Would I watch content on how to fix a 2015 Chevy Malibu if I don't own a Chevy Malibu? No. Would I watch a MyTeam video if I'm not playing MyTeam? No. So no, it's not the creator's fault. It's no one's content who sucks that are ruining the game mode and making the views go down. Even whoever your favorite creator is, they don't get as many views in November as they do in May. It's probably actually about half for every single creator that exists in this space. And to blame the creators, I was just like, that's so dumb. We have so many gems in this community that might even be more successful if they weren't doing MyTeam content. Like, look at Matt.
Yeah, there's
We really
these
do.
things
I think the biggest example of that
dead season is so stupid, man.
Mhm.
Like
I think the
it's so
biggest
dumb.
example of that is energetic. Like, I guess he said at one point he doesn't want his new channel name being out there, which a lot of people already
think
knew
it's already
or know
out there
now
now.
because he already hit 100K on this new channel and he's been killing it. He left MyTeam. He was like, hey, like, I just don't enjoy the game anymore. I'm going to make other content. And he has like multiple videos with over like 1 million views, I'm pretty sure. Like, I know he hit his first one a couple months ago. And it's like, that's proof that a lot of these creators, again, like SP, like in my opinion, guys like SP, Lethal, I'm trying to think of some other ones, but like a lot of
Lukey.
people like, yeah, Lukey, like a lot of them took like the whole, like MyTeam by storm like last year. Like, you know what I mean? And like, again, a lot of people, I don't understand, look at it from a jealousy standpoint. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, like, even because, again, how this community is, people will be like, oh my God, they just started and like, they get more views than you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, like they make great content. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to take away from that. They make amazing content. They're one of the only people that I actually enjoyed. Like SP's sniping series was actually fun to watch because it's like, it's entertaining watching people get snipes, but like also missing a ton and having it be edited cleanly and everything, like that's why Denver and HTB, they've been so successful is because they put like that, like extra editing and time.
I think one of the biggest issues is with this narrative, it's like we take talent out the equation. Oh, anyone could just go do that and get views. That's not true.
Oh, I hate when people say
creators.
like YouTube's easy. It's
These
like
are talented
the most annoying
creators
thing
that
at
are
times.
going and doing something else. They're talented editors and all this stuff. But I want to kick back a little bit on. I'm going to play devil's advocate on something Jacob said real quick. I'll throw to you after this, Mojo. You say views are down and kind of content creators are not having an impact and all of that stuff, right? That it's just seasonal.
And one thing to say to add a little bit to that is like, I don't know how I stack up against everybody, but my views really aren't down much. Like I rate in that 100.
I was gonna say the thing is like as far as my content,
I'm gonna finish my point real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna finish my point real quick. I think there is another side to this year in particular, right? Previous years, I would 100% agree with you, but for a specific corner of content creators, because of their content, not their fault, because of their content, there is no content, or there is very, very little content, right? Specifically, daily content creators are really, really struggling to make content, which is resulting in a couple of things. I think they're becoming more frustrated with the game than they probably should be. I think a lot of their frustrations about content are seeping into their feelings about the game. I think that's happening a lot. But I think also it is putting out a very negative vibe when there is a day without content and someone uploads a video going, there's a day without content, this game sucks. How can that not have an influence on the amount of people that watch that video? So I think there is a bit of both. I
agree so too. I think that like one feeds into the other. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you don't, so you're obviously already going to drop a little bit in quote unquote dead season. And then if you like run the, oh, it's dead season, I hate my job as a creator type of narrative, then you're going to scare away some of the people who might watch you through dead season anyway. So like, it's important to like keep a positive attitude and positive outlook. I feel like
that's why like
fact, like,
yeah, that's why when I was like, what I was trying to say, sorry again about cutting you off, Jazz. Like my whole thing is that like people have been saying all year that like, yeah, like, oh, views are down, views are dead. Views like one, it's expected. Like I understand, like, you know, it happens, but like, I don't know. In my opinion, like it's weird because it's like maybe like the subscriber, you know, levels. I think that's what people have been getting more frustrated at. Is like, hey, like I'm not gaining as many subs or whatever. Like the views, at least for me, especially for a lot of different tip videos and everything, have been amazing. Like the first month of the game, I think that was the first year of 2K that I had over 500K in a month, I think it was. And like, that's just in dead season. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not like,
there's definitely major exceptions now for sure.
But that's what I'm saying is that I think people don't understand, like, you're not going to want to watch, like, and again, this isn't like anything about anybody, but it's like, it's hard, especially like in the beginning of the year, you know, so many people do No Money Spent series, so many people do gameplays, and it's like Jacob said, like, if you don't like play the game yet, or if you're not playing the game, you're not enjoying the game, you don't care about the game, like, you don't have a reason to watch a gameplay on a card you're never going to use. You know, whether it's 1,000,000 MT or 100 MT, like you're not gonna watch it because you're like,
not invested in it.
Care.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, yeah.
Josh, go next. Matt, go after that, and then I've got a few final points as well. Josh, go.
What I wanted to say about like the whole content thing is like, all right, like you said, it's cool to like borrow someone's idea and use it, but I feel like everyone is trying to copy certain creators where you can do that. But like you gotta also think like my biggest issue with this community is definitely gameplay videos. They're not bad by any means, but from when they started and how they change, it's like everyone's doing the same thing. So it's like you can't really expect to kind of grow as a smaller channel doing that, which is why I personally strayed away from it in terms of my channel, because it's like gameplay videos at this point is a matter of who gets the video out first. Like it doesn't matter what's said or you know how good the video is.
It's been that way for years.
It's always been that way, but right now it's even worse because I feel like the mindset of the community has changed. Like now people aren't trying to watch the entertaining videos because everyone wants to play to win and not play to have fun anymore.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That's
I think also just to add to your point too is that like I think a big thing is that like, and again, this isn't like, you know, anything against anybody, but it's like I think a lot of it is like you said, like people are looking for that competitive aspect. So like if, you know, say like I put out like a gameplay, like say like tomorrow or Friday, whatever, we get a Galaxy Opal Steph Curry, right? I'm going to be, oh my God, you know what I mean? I'm going to be losing my mind. I'm going to be having a great time. And like, I obviously would care way more about this card, but like my video is not going to do nearly as well as a guy like Ty, because like people want to watch him because like he understands the game. Same thing with Splash. Like they understand the game from a different level. So like people are going to be like, all right, how can this card really move? How can this card do this? Whatever. Same thing with Jacob, where like, you know, he knows how to dribble. You know what I mean? So it's like people are going to want to watch that versus me being like, oh my God, Curry, let me go fade 1,800 times. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think that's also a big thing with smaller creators too, is that like they lost that ability to even get the gameplays out first. Cause I feel like those still don't even do anything, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Go
feel
ahead,
like
Matt.
it's, oh.
Sorry, Matt's been trying to talk for a while. Listen.
No. I wasn't going to say nothing, but since I have the floor, let me say this. Okay, so I really feel like that with this subject, and I want to be I want to be touchy on this because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. No, hell no, I'm a ruffle. Listen, everybody out there, go do what you want to do. Okay. I feel like you would do yourself a disservice for doing things you don't want to do. For instance, I mentioned Lukey, and I didn't mean to put words in Bio's mouth, but Lukey, look at him now, to come up from what he was doing in MyTeam and now blowing up in the My League scene. If that's what he wants to do, so be it. I want to see everybody prosper, just like my man Money Making Mitch said in Paid in Full. Everybody eats B. I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to grow. I want everybody to succeed. That's me. And if you're negative in that aspect, you are a fool. Negativity is the enemy of creativity, guys.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
For anybody to be negative about anything, whether it is 2K, whether it is certain creators, whether it's their creation or whatever the case may be, you are being foolish. You know what I'm saying? Because you're stopping your own, you're stopping your own self.
Yeah.
I also want to say I have so much to say because I've been holding in, but for a long time. But I want to say this, guys. For these guys to do their thing from my team to my league or whatever the case may be, kudos to you. It also inspires me. I'd be lying right now if I didn't say I didn't take a bit from each creator. I take a bit from the Unbeatable one over here with his gameplay, learning something from him and trying to implement in my own stream. Same with Bio, with all his creativity, with his mind. I try to take a piece of that. Troy Dan, of course, my hero. I try to learn and not necessarily mimic, but take pieces from him. That's why I have this beautiful stream deck right here. My main man JD is the same way. I love the way he speaks and his banter. I try to take a little bit of that. Floki, the way he treats the community, I try to take a bit of that. There's so many other creators. I'm not just shouting these gentlemen out. No. It's the facts. We all take something from somebody. Okay. For anybody to say that they're quote unquote stealing, I mean, I get it. You could say that, but what did Picasso say? Good artists borrow, great artists what? They steal.
Nice. Josh, I want you to say what you were going to say. That was a lovely quote.
Banger.
Josh, say what you were going to say, and then I'm going to round this out really quickly.
I just want to get it out the way and just say that like a main part of that is just definitely just like how the mindset of the community has changed. That's just really all I was going to say. That's something I will continue to say. Like Matt said, do what you want to do. And I just feel like also the people watching, don't get wrapped up. Like just try to remember why you started playing the game mode in the first place and what made the game mode fun. Because I'm pretty sure when you first started playing, you ain't care about who had this animation, who could do this, who had this tendencies. You did not give a damn about that. You want to load up, use these cards, and that's it. That's all I want to say.
So real quick, I'm sorry. I just got to say this, right? About the My League thing, right? Who cares? Okay. The real issue is people who were upset about it went from searching Victor Wembanyama gameplay or into the league, whatever they call it at this point, it doesn't really matter, and they would see 10 videos and now they see 50. So it's competitive, right? They see this, they're mad because their view is not going to do as well because there's like 50 other ones now instead of like 14. That's why they're lashing out. But like at the end of the day, and I would like to clarify what I'm about to say and state that I'm not talking about a platform like this, which is a podcast, right? Where you have creators coming on. Obviously they're going to talk about creator things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have a platform. But I promise when it comes to any of these creators, nobody wants to watch a YouTube video where people are talking about YouTube things. Shut up. No one cares.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
care. Okay. I'm not watching this video to hear you start talking about YouTube things and prattling on about how like YouTube works or like any
Someone
of this.
talking
Like,
about their views is the most off-putting thing.
yes,
that can
it's
happen
so
in a video.
annoying. Stop doing it, please. Just everybody stop doing it. Right? I'm
You've
not
given
trying
me
to.
a perfect segue, by the way, to exactly.
It's
what
like
I was
if you're
about to say.
if you're listening to a podcast, and this happens all the time. Like if you're listening to certain podcasts, and then these like dudes who are in this podcast scene just start talking about podcast stuff, or if you watch a stand-up comedian and they're rattling off about stand-up comedian stuff, like I don't care about sets. Don't tell me the terminology. Tell your jokes and shut up. Like I don't care.
Yeah, make me laugh. Stop telling me about what time you go on.
That's kind of where I'm getting at with the My League stuff, because people are rattling off about this My League stuff, talking about all this like YouTube terminology and talking about the inner workings of like YouTube.
It says a lot about
no
a
one
person when they're
cares.
obsessing about these things. Right, I'm gonna round up this conversation. Then I'm gonna ask you all a question because we have been going for over 2 hours already. Okay, but I want to round this out.
It's a weekly tradition.
Yeah. This is a big point I wanted to make.
You might as well just make it 3 hours at this point.
I think we will get there at some point. I think we'll get there. Right, I want to talk to a handful of creators out there right now that are having a terrible time. I want to offer you some advice. Okay, so in 2021, I made largely negative 2K content. Right. Right now, I don't do that. I make balanced 2K content. I can say good things and I can say bad things, as I have in this podcast. But if you're gonna make negative videos almost exclusively, if every video is gonna be frustration or things you don't like about the game or pivoting from one negative to the other, don't be surprised when you don't enjoy making content anymore, because you are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. You are inviting negative people into your community who are now your supporters. And then the moment you say something positive, they're going to be in your chat saying horrible things about you because you invited a negative group of people into your space. If you want to be miserable being a MyTeam creator, just say negative things all the time. And that is how you will invite negativity into your life. But I want to go a step further than this, because this is the point I've really wanted to make. I want to go back to the 2K shill thing earlier, because I want to talk about this. There are a few people, I'm saying 4 or 5 in this community right now that make genuine change when it comes to this game. Okay, they are people in the Next Maker Discord that talk to 2K directly about problems in this game. I see it every day. It's people like Call Me Meech, it's people like 2K Fitness, it's people like DFS. I do it as well. There is this kind of martyrism about content sometimes, right? I'm putting out something negative every day, every 5 minutes. So then if something changes in the game, I can accredit myself to that change. I 100% assure you, you had nothing to do with that change. It was a quiet conversation, a quiet, mature conversation between a content creator who plays this game and 2K in the Discord. That's what resulted in that change. Not you ranting in a video like you're a toddler and you dropped your juice box about an issue. That is not going to change anything. I assure you as well that 2K don't spend 20 hours a day watching your content and reading every single one of your tweets. That's not something they do. So if you're creating negative content because you're trying to martyr yourself and be the change in the community, it's going to achieve absolutely nothing. So go and be a bit more positive about this game. Make your game a bit more of a positive experience. If you're going to criticize the game, please play the game. How many people are criticizing this game that don't even play the game right now? The majority of the people against the trophy case are not engaging in the content. I don't understand how you know this isn't fun to do. Like, it's evolved this week. We've all said this week that we feel more energized about playing the game. If you haven't engaged in that process, of course, you're still going to be miserable. But yeah, if you create a negative space to live in online, don't be surprised when it's negative.
I've been saying this the whole time. One of the biggest skill gaps in the 2K community is being able to form your own opinion. And I think we can all agree on that. It's literally this community, they can't form their own opinion. They see their favorite content creator say something, and then that's just like, it's a glue, and it's just like, that's it. They can't, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, just to add on to what Jazz is saying too, like, if you want to enjoy this game, stop using the best cards in the game because you think you have to. Grind the cards you want, grind the cards that you enjoy playing with, like, and then focus on that. If you like using Devin Booker, then go use Devin Booker. To me, was it a Sapphire in the beginning of the year? Best jump shot in the game I had fun with in the beginning. Because of that, I'm getting his pink diamond because I like Devin Booker. Do I care if Booker's good in a comp setting? No. Do I care if Devin Booker's going to play for me if I try to qualify? No. Am I going to get Devin Booker because I have fun? Absolutely. So use the cards you enjoy. It's pretty easy to have fun in this game if you really try to.
On this podcast, I think. Right, there's 3 topics here. I'm going to ask you guys directly because honestly, I don't mind which way you go with this. Do you guys want to rap or do you want to do the 3 topics that were sent on Twitter?
Oh, we're continuing.
Keep it going.
Hey,
All
whatever.
right, that's unanimous. Cool.
We're
I
here
wanted
to
to
go.
check
Let's
with
go.
you guys.
We up in here.
We'll try and bullet point these maybe. Let's try and be punchy on it. Right. So first one is
I'm always
from,
punchy.
yeah. The first one's from Jimmy Crackcorn. If Twitter went under, what would it do to the MyTeam community?
We'd be over on Tumblr, baby. What's up?
Reddit would be king.
I'm
think
taking my talents to MySpace.
I peaked on MySpace, so I'm
so
down with
serious.
that.
Get the old profiles going. Let's go.
I'm gonna see Jazz with his old hair pop back up real quick.
I can't grow that hair anymore.
Oh, you can. If Brian Urlacher can get hair, you can get hair.
I mean, hair is pushing it with him.
That's an insane comparison. Oh my god.
He got a box.
I mean, let's be honest. If Twitter ever did go under, that would just leave a gaping hole in the market for social media platforms that are similar to it, and some other platform that is incredibly similar that would just be a Twitter ripoff would like skyrocket overnight, and then we'd have new Twitter. Like,
Yeah. Exactly how MySpace did with Facebook and Facebook did with Twitter, and then Twitter
yeah,
will do
kind
with
of
X.
boring response, but it's the
Actually,
truth.
Just going back to the whole My League thing really quick, a prime example, look at the social media platforms. They saw an idea, they went, wow, that's a great idea. Let me put my spin on it. Boom. Look at that. It's the same thing. Okay.
Cool.
Had to throw that out there. You know?
Anyone else got anything on that? Or shall we move on to the next one? Next one?
Just kind of I hope it goes under.
Such a massive.
If
I
I'm
think
being
a lot of
honest.
people's lives are going to go downhill if Twitter goes under. But
I think a lot of people.
I mean,
Just
I'm
wait,
supposed to
just
too.
wait.
Twitter's the most toxic platform. If I stray off the MyTeam subsection of Twitter, the stuff I see makes me want to smash my phone into the ground and never go back on that
absolutely.
website.
I think
so
it's
toxic
a
if you
daily thing.
stray.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's move on next one.
He
Right.
said cool.
Shout out to Jimmy Crackcorn for that one. Bucks in 6 with this one. What would your ideal MyTeam season look like? So we don't need to go into like the specifics. Maybe let me rephrase this. What's the one thing you would do consistently every season that would make you want to play the game?
Grind for Greg Oster tag.
Yeah, okay, that's predictable.
Zero
yeah.
gravity daily challenges. I would never miss
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
As long as they were,
Same
as
answer
long as
for
they
me.
were structured the exact same, they were such a short grind. Whether the card was good or not, it didn't really matter, but it made you want to turn on the game every day and go on the database every day just to see who the new guy was. Whether it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it didn't matter. You were going to go on the database, see who the new card was, and do the grind since it was so short anyways. And then cool.
Was a reason
It keeps
to log
you
in every
engaged.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It keeps you super engaged.
Yeah.
Like, definitely that.
Josh, what's your one thing that you would want every season to make you play every season?
Honestly, I couldn't even say. I don't even know why. Let me not say I don't know why. Honestly, with me, it's just I be winging it, so I really don't know. Like, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I like it.
That was the best non-answer to a question ever.
I really don't have an answer. Like, I don't have an answer.
He just waffled for 3 minutes.
Like
Matt,
it.
what's the one thing for you?
Man, I'm with them. With Richard Jefferson grind would have been good. If anything, I think maybe we already have Evos, but something to that effect. Maybe a OP Evo that get us to like pink diamond instead of the diamond. That would be good for me personally. Something that that would get me to log in. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm gonna log in every day anyway. But if I had to say anything, I would definitely say like the zero gravity type situation.
It's a no-brainer for them. But I am actually surprised they're not just. I mean, obviously they got different priorities at the moment. I'll be stunned if we don't see something similar by the end of the year.
I got kind of a hot take for this. I didn't even get the answer.
Go.
My God.
Oh, the toddler with the juice box analogy. Just
I know. Like, well, come on. No. Because I got a hot take, man. I have to add my hot take into this. Glitched market needs to return.
Oh, this is
I already
such
said
a-
that. I was about to say. We need it.
The glitch
We need
market to me made the mode so much fun. They definitely could tune it a little bit, but I think that like what if after every game you play is if you're gonna just spawn in this market where you're gonna be able to get like a diamond, well, obviously not a diamond contract, but you get some former version of packs and stuff like that. I think that's a lot. Like,
Bio,
I think that's pretty
what's funny? Like, I was saying earlier about people who have like just a negative disposition. I think the glitch market is one of the things that did that to them. People literally have like PTSD or trauma.
I think you
over
just
the fact
killed
they didn't
DBG
get
by
glitch
saying
market.
that.
It's not even DBG. Someone actually put
I mean-
it on my tweet today, and people just went off like a grenade. Like, no,
That's what
it
I'm
was
saying.
the
You're gonna give
worst
this
thing
man
that's
an
ever happened to this
aneurysm,
game.
dude.
Like, is it?
I thought it was super trash. Like I played between. That's when I shared an account with Dale. So we like we weren't even going for the glitch market, but we had over 1,000 games between the two of us that season, and we didn't get in, neither of us.
Well, that's
1,000
why I
games
say that.
account. So it's like
That's
are
why
we
I say that they should
serious?
tune it though. 'Cause
Yeah, I never
I
got
played
to see
600.
it.
Yeah, I played 660. I got in right away. It took me 660 to get in. Then within 20 after that, I got back in. And then within like 80 after that, I got in again. But my friend Peta, he literally played over 2,000 games the entire season and never got in once. So
Yeah.
like, that's why I feel like they should tune
With
it a
the
little
current
bit. And there should
RNG
be,
odds,
like,
it would work really well.
I think
I
what
just
they should
wanna
do is it
see-
should be RNG, but then like there should be like a way to earn like a key or something, you know, and then you could like manually get in, like something like
I
that.
love how
but-
he's literally talking about takeover grinds. This is that's literally the same.
All right.
Yeah, but it's like it's the market aspect of it. I was just trying to
It turns
grind
out
for Nick
150
Sledge and
games,
Frank
get the key.
Nicolita.
What'd you
Frank
say,
Nicolina
Liz?
was actually pretty good. I thought it was quickly in there though, wasn't it? No.
There was
No,
a few that
oh, yeah.
Quickly was a
quickly,
grindable player.
quickly was,
Was it
one.
No,
Frank?
it was Frank.
was in
Oh,
there.
Frank
They were
Nicolina
both
was
in
one.
there,
Yeah,
I think.
Frank was
maybe.
in there.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we don't-
homie.
Miles
we don't
Turner,
talk
I want to say,
about-
was
we don't
one.
talk about Frank.
OG
Yeah,
and
OG
Anobi
was
another.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you ready for the last one?
No.
Did everyone give their opinion before I move on?
Hey man, you know it's all good.
Just joking.
My bad. ADHD sucks sometimes. Let me tell you, it's pretty bad.
All right, last one is from Project Elevate, who does a cool podcast on his Twitch, by the way. I think he uploads it on YouTube as well. Check it out. Has my team gotten too far from the NBA, current day and historically? Would more realistic players benefit the game?
Yes. Yes.
More realistic
Well,
play-
when I say that, I mean like, can we have Kareems that shoot threes? Sure, wide, whatever. It doesn't matter. We've gone too far. But I guess what I mean is kind of what DBG brought up last week, which is like, yeah, I think it would benefit the mode quite a bit more if they started doing more historical and current day stuff in relation to like challenges, you know, everything of that nature, the agenda. I think that would benefit the mode quite a bit. And they've kind of strayed away from that quite a bit over the past couple of years. So I think it would be better if they went back to that. Like if we had a challenge, like to piggyback off what Jacob was saying about daily zero gravity players, if every day you jumped on and there was a new challenge that you could do where it was like a historic moment and it got a random card that progressively got better as the season went, I think that would be better for the mode, not just from like an enjoyability standpoint, but from like a NBA fan standpoint as well.
Yeah.
You're going to bring a bunch of 35-year-olds into the game doing that, but like, you know, it is what it
is
is.
the shade on 35 to 37?
I was gonna say I'm not
We've
gonna
had a
lie.
bad-
Jazz is over here taking
we've
like
had a bad podcast.
Yeah, I got called the king of strays at the start of the podcast, but we've heard a call out towards the 37-year-old and 35-year-old.
Yeah, I've
crowd,
taken
so,
several today.
I'm climbing, dude. I'm right there. All right. So I'm taking shots at myself realistically. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say
Yeah,
I got
I'm
called an
about-
old
I'm
head.
about
I'm like
15
I'm
years off from
25.
that.
Like
I'm about 15 years old from that, so I can't relate, fellas. You know, I'm just.
Bro, if I hear another
Are you
22-year-old
flexing that you're
I'm
young
gonna lose.
on the
Yeah, I am
podcast right
flexing
now?
that
Are
I'm
you
young.
flexing your youth right now?
How old are you,
Yeah, I
Josh?
am.
22?
I
You're
am.
22, Josh?
Yeah, I'm 22.
Man.
Okay.
Look how proud of you.
I'm sorry. We're
yeah, he's
flexing
like I'm
youth
22.
right
I
now.
can legally
Oh,
drink
man.
now. I've been legally for the year. Let's go. Ah,
Hey,
like,
look, we've been drinking before 21. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, no, just said it on podcast. Someone's going to
I,
say it for sure.
I would like to
Third,
say
third
one thing
bleep
about
coming
the
in.
actual thing though, like tied to the NBA. I mean, I just think that moments cards need to be like way more prevalent, not like more often or not any of that. Like I just mean like straight up, they need to be more often, more usable, like everything in between. Like SGA, super popular right now because he's like exploding. Like, why can I not find an SGA to use in the game? Like, he doesn't
I would
exist.
love a
like
SGA
30,
card.
he's an 80. That's what I'm saying. And then like
I would love an SGA card.
even
Sadiq.
whenever a better
Sadiq.
time to drop him. Yeah,
Even
Sadiq
guys
Bey, like
open.
he had a 50-point game last year. No moments
Yeah.
card. A 50-point game for a second-year player who's like
So-
not expected to do that. Like, give those guys a moments card because like they're not going to get a card at any other point in the year, and there's no more.
Or give them a
relevant time
card
to
at
use
another point in the year, right? Like one or the other. Don't just ignore it. Like
Yeah, one or the other. I would
Yeah.
prefer the moments, but like if they actually were like planning to give those cards out, it's like, all right, I'll back off. But like, dude, just like drop us an SGA because SGA will never have more buzz than he does right now, barring him like actually continuing to play like a top 10 player.
Yeah.
I think SGA is legit, but I think he's gonna regress a little bit. But like,
I don't know if anybody in here plays like MLB, but one thing from MLB that I would like love if 2K did, like slightly how you're talking about how SGA is super popular, is MLB does like a supercharge thing where if somebody does like goes off and they're, they hit 2 home runs, 3 home runs in a game, their base card gets supercharged for like a day. That I think would be an amazing idea for 2K to do if they could. Where like
FIFA does something similar.
Yeah, so like how Shea's been popping off, it's like, all right, let him be. I know it's kind of like how their heat check system was, but like we don't need a whole new batch of cards. We literally just need like that one card. You know what I mean? Because it's like then that card could, be a 97 overall.
I think they should just
overall.
give it an Evo. I think they should just give it an Evo. I think it's the simplest way about this. I've been thinking about this for weeks.
Yeah, I mean that would work too, but like I don't know. I feel like
the reason that works in MLB
like, I don't want to grind an Evo.
Like the reason that works in MLB so well is because of their quote unquote badge system. Quirks are tied to attributes, not just randomly assigned like 2Ks. So they can do that and the quirks will pop up because once it gets past to like, a 90 power, all of a sudden they have power quirks, stuff like that. So it works a little bit easier in that game. I think it would be a little more difficult for 2K to do that.
Yeah, but 2K did the same thing with heat checks where they boosted badges and stuff. So why couldn't they just do it now? Like,
that was the issue with heat checks though. They didn't even boost badges. That's what,
didn't they fix it last year?
The dynamic ratings did.
Dynamic ratings, yeah. So I guess they technically could do that to a certain extent. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think it would be tight, but are they going to do it? I don't know. Probably not.
I love how no one answered his actual question. I might answer it.
Okay.
It was a great conversation, but his question was, should players be more realistic?
I answered it at the beginning. I said no, not necessarily, just because of what we've been used to for the past few years. I mean, up until 2K19, basically, I mean, they were.
I think no is the answer, because I think it's good to make different players every year kind of meta cards, because it gives more use to a bunch of different players. Otherwise, we'd end up with the same key cards being used every single year. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what it was. And if you played the early MyTeam experiences up until 2K19, that's how it was. The same.
Yeah, I also think My League exists if you want that experience.
Exactly.
I mean, go ahead, Matt.
No, please go ahead, my man.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, when people talk about like the unrealistic parts of cards, normally 9 times out of 10 what they're referring to is big men shooting threes. And I think that with the way the game is this year, with like a 63 ball being a shot that you can hit, I don't mind it. I mean, yeah, if you want to leave Kareem's 3 ball at 60, cool. Like I might shoot it. I will shoot it.
Kareem's 3 ball is chick. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, the 60 literally means nothing.
And also, too, like a 25 3 ball doesn't exist for anybody in the NBA, because, like, is Kareem, hypothetically Kareem, like 1970, if you put him behind the 3-point line and say shoot 10 shots, is he going to go 0 for 10? No. Like, he probably make 1 or 2, So, like, a 25 3 ball, which exists in 2K, doesn't exist in real life. Like, there's no NBA player who has the equivalent of a 2K 25 3 ball where they physically can't make one. So, like, that's kind of the problem with like that. Like, if you give Kareem a 25 3 ball, that's not realistic either, because he'll shoot 0 for 100, which in reality, if Kareem did shoot 100 threes, like a couple of them would go in,
Yeah. Anyone else got a take on that, or shall I wrap?
I just want to say, like, what Lud said before, I like about the whole, like, bringing, historic stuff into MyTeam again. Like, back in 2K17, how they did, like, the Moments challenges, where, like, we had those random challenges where it was like, okay, use any Wilt Chamberlain, score 100 points, and boom, you get this. Now, don't get me wrong, it's going to twist and turn the market. It normally does. But, like, it's just, like, that, like, additional effort of putting in a challenge, and then even in 2K19, how we had, like, the This Day in History cards. I thought that was really cool. I mean, they're cards that weren't that great, but it was, like, again, it was the effort to say, like, hey, here's a locker code. You're not guaranteed to get it, but again, you could kind of work around that. Maybe instead of putting it into a locker code, you put it into a challenge where, this player did this or whatever. So go ahead and do this, and then you get, whatever the challenge is. I just think that's like another thing for content, that it's something so small that they could just do that would make people so much more happy in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think with what Elevate said there, I agree with 100%. It's just a matter of to like what extent,
I mean, nothing I'm ever suggesting that 2K does is like an original idea that I just pulled out of my like body somewhere. It's all stuff they've had in the game prior, so it's not like they can't do it.
People very rarely request anything that 2K haven't already done, by the way.
Yes, correct. I mean, they've been a powerhouse game studio for 20 plus years. Like they've done it
we're the
before,
best armchair
trust.
producers in the world, but actually we just ask for repeats a lot of the time.
I mean, you know, they could hire me. I'd hook it up. It's cool.
You and Josh running this game might be the worst experience.
What are you talking? No,
that's
way.
bad.
There is no way that
Josh was just sitting there with glasses on and just caught the biggest stray of the stream, I think. He wasn't even involved in the combo.
There is no way that
that
my being ahead of somebody who, whatever I don't know what the department is that handles content implementation, would be a negative thing for the mode. I'm not
grinding for level 40, Ostertag. You're the only one who's going to do that.
No. That's a 99 overall. You get at 28.
Josh giving like Ewing Garland's jumper. I'm not. It's not gonna happen.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even want to mess up, Ewing's uniqueness. I just would make his jumper.
Okay.
Yeah, very easy to take you seriously right now. Right, guys, I'm gonna wrap. Are you guys had fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be my favorite one I've ever done. That was very, very good.
It's how they be now.
JC, we're leaving. Let's go, bud.
The first hour always seems to be chill, and then it gets like
jersey
mad crazy.
out. Sorry. Bro, look at his bro. All right, we're good.
Yeah, we're talking about strays. This man caught the most ridiculous stray. You're sitting on.
Nah, it's justified. Hang out with him enough, and you'll understand why.
Your response to his hot take was. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I literally laugh out loud.
Absolutely.
He posted MyTeam is the most fun it's ever been, and Bio's response was, "This is why people make fun of you."
Yeah, I said this is why you get made fun of. Now, to be fair, because this is what you guys don't see, like in the public setting, we were all sitting in Discord when this happened, and we were talking to him, and he was explaining about why he thinks it was the most fun, and his exact words is even though the gameplay is bad, I'm sorry, I forget how he exactly worded it, but he basically said the gameplay was bad. It wasn't enjoyable for him to play, but that's why he enjoyed it. And I was like, what?
Wow.
And I was like, what did you just say? And he's like, the mode is really rewarding, but I just don't feel like I get rewarded for when I play. And I'm just like, are you hearing yourself? Am I just tripping out? I promise you, anybody in that group can tell you, this is what he says. It gets bad.
Wow. All right, guys. All right, I am going to wrap. Please like and subscribe. I remembered all the YouTube things. I know you haven't watched 11 podcasts and not subscribed. I know that hasn't happened. So, yeah, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to everyone in the premiere, to everyone still in the premiere, because this must be 2.5 hours later. So shout out to you guys. And, yeah, we'll catch you next week.